welcome to
Guild Chat. What's up, guys?
I look like a ghost. We are launching the Embrace. Thank you for joining us all tonight. This is a special episode of the HELLION ARTSHOW. And I'm here with Michael Oden and Dean James. Hello again.
What up, guys? Thanks so much.
G'day, everyone.
And
of course.
Just because I can already see a little confusion in the chat, this is not for the Embrace 2. We are doing a second chance Kickstarter for anybody that missed the first book, and to try and build a platform over there, because not sure how much we're going to be using Indiegogo in the future. There's been a lot of issues with the platform, with shadow banning and a bunch of other things with how they are taking pledges.
We're gearing up for the release of the Embrace.
We're gearing up, but for those of you guys who backed the first book, there's some pretty fantastic special variants over here, and we're going to be doing some fun things to make it worthwhile for you guys. So hopefully, there's stuff over there that we have that will be showing off tonight that will entice some people. Let's see what we can do.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Let me pull this up and say hi to the chat first. But yes, this is a second chance campaign for the Embrace 1, effectively. And I do realize I got it wrong in the description, but in the title it's right. I fixed it now. The link to the Kickstarter is in the description, and I will post it in chat once again. Here you go. That's the link to Kickstarter. So everyone can head over there, and we'll say hi to chat, and then I guess we'll be live. Hello, Jimmy Reyes. What's up? Oh, look at that. Wonder who that is. Hello. Hello, you. Hi, Miranda. How are you? Nicole. Howdy. Some person. Maromi. Hello there. Snuggie is here as well. Hi, Snuggie. Hello. And Hale is here. Tokome. All the regulars. Thank you all for being here, and all the members and my awesome mods. If everyone who has a wrench can keep dropping the links to the Kickstarter during the stream, then that would be really great. It would be much appreciated. Hey, Chris is here as well. What's up? Hello.
And Chris.
40% Zed. All right, I will pull up the Kickstarter. Let's just jump into it. Why don't you start with telling everybody what the Embrace is about?
So the Embrace is a kind of dark take on the superhero genre, much like a lot of inspiration from projects like The Crow, Haunt, but then also things like, Spider-Man and what have you. I came up with the initial idea back in 2020 when I was going through my divorce, and it's effectively a story that kind of examines these themes of fatherhood and loss. And so you have this dad whose son has been murdered, and the son's ghost comes back, and they come together as a superhero, and the son's ghost is a super suit. We received a lot of great response to the first book back when it first released. We had a very successful Indiegogo campaign that brought in a bit over 15K worldwide, which was awesome. And decided that, with it being a bit between the launch of the first and second book, it'd be a good idea to, give people another chance to come in and get a hold of this first issue if they missed out, or, and also offer something that I think the backers of the original would also enjoy. And I see Sugar Chris there. He says, I hope you're doing well, and it's been a while. Yes, I am. Thank you. It's good seeing you as well, dude.
Yeah, good to see you around, Chris. Haven't seen you in chat in a while. Well, you've been around more recently, so it's good to see you. And Dean is the artist on both books. Is that right?
Artist and co-creator.
Whoa.
Yeah, this was actually the first comic book I ever worked on. It was, I just got lucky that it was such a massive hit with everyone who read it, and it was. I'm excited to see everybody You know, like this is your last chance to jump onto the first one before the Embrace 2 comes out, and you get to see how much I've actually leveled up over the last couple of years.
It's
And this is, the Spectral Superhero, the smash hit indie comic book that everybody should own.
well, and that's something that I'll even talk a little bit about when we're live. Is in the first book, I think one of the things that I'm doing to distinguish this one from the first is, so in the back of the original book, we had a art gallery of fan art contest stuff. Well, we now have like the first 6 pages of the Embrace fully colored, about to be lettered. So
The
rather
Embrace
than
2.
have the art gallery in the book, we're going to have the first 6 pages of the Embrace 2 will be in there. So you guys are going to be able to see just how much Dean has grown.
Yeah, and you have improved a lot. You have. I remember. I mean, just seeing your work. And how long ago did you draw Embrace 1?
That was
3 years ago now. Yeah,
Yeah,
Wow,
we
really
started
improved.
work, Dean, in 2020, and then we wrapped up summer of 2021. Like
So I spent most of
I
2021.
got in touch with you. I think November, December 2020 was when you did the original character sketch.
That sounds about right.
So on this Kickstarter, what extra goodies are you going to have?
Well, how about I launch it?
All right. Yeah, let's
and
go.
then we'll be able to take a look.
We'll be actually able to see it. All right, exciting.
All right, pressing the launch button, guys.
Launching now. Alex VRB is not in the chat, so he can't actually be number 1 this time, even though he usually is. Ha!
Hold
Finally,
on.
someone else has a chance.
Of course.
Oh,
something
no.
is going on with the Stripe
of
verification
Classic.
Kickstarter.
Right. That's how it goes.
Ruin my climactic moment, why don't you?
Boo! Boo! It's okay, we'll blame Kickstarter. Boo! Kickstarter. Billy, hello. What's up? Billy Power Max. TC is here.
G'day, Billy.
Yeah, good to see
Alex
everyone
hacked
here.
it so that he could be first. Exactly right.
That's my theory, at least. CJ says he got Fiendish 2.5. Thank you. Yeah, people are getting their books. Very good to see. Thank you for
ready to launch.
Support.
Okay. And launch project.
Chris is traumatized
Will it
by
let
your
me do it? What the hell do you need me to do?
It's everything.
You know what? That's perfectly fair, Chris. If anybody who isn't subscribed to my channel should go check it out, and we do live streams where we just go over some of the worst stuff you will ever see in the entire world. So,
is that all right? I guess Chris is justified in his cries of pain.
And we also do comic book stuff, but
okay.
Comics Mate Live is some of the worst stuff you will ever see on YouTube.
Oh my God.
It didn't link my bank account or anything. Okay. I am so sorry, guys. This was all stuff that I had done ages ago, and now it's not letting me do anything. This is fantastic.
Don't worry about it. I can just talk to a screen forever, so take your time. I'm really good at talking.
Yeah, we'll just go back and forth for a bit while you figure out what it is you got to do.
Yeah, no problem.
I genuinely do not understand what this is.
Okay.
Well, I would help you, but I don't know because I never used Kickstarter, even though I am thinking of trying Kickstarter sometime this year. So this is what I'm thinking of doing. First of all, I have like 2 side projects, not comics, but just projects. I have an art book. I want to do an art book of my sexy fantasy girls. And I have, if you guys know that like little emo drawing, I have this old drawing that apparently is pretty well known on the internet, and I want to make some merch. Yeah. So I want to launch that on Kickstarter, either make some merch. I think I'll do a Kickstarter and also just make some merch on the site. Anyways, I want to try out Kickstarter just like how on Indiegogo I did a sketchbook there first and then launch Fiendish. And same with the points that Oden had made earlier. with Indiegogo's been pretty good to me. I haven't been shadow banned, but I don't approve of the shadow banning, and it's good to expand. I'm fine with launching on several platforms, trying out Kickstarter, Fund My Comic, Indiegogo. I'll do all of them. It's a new audience.
Yeah, that's basically our plan moving forward as well, because we want to expand out to as large an audience as we possibly can, you know?
Yeah, definitely. There's no way Sexy Fantasy Girls will do it on Kickstarter. Well, see, that's the trick. I know it will do well. So if I'm gonna launch something on Kickstarter, I'll do that first. And also, so for Fiendish though, what I'm thinking of doing this year, because I've been telling everybody Fiendish 3 is gonna take forever, right? So I think I will put together essentially a trade of 1, 2, and 2.5 and get that either on Kickstarter or also on Amazon. And I want to have expanded distribution somehow, and I'll figure it out. I'm still figuring it out, but we'll see. Mm-hmm.
And let's
It's okay.
see.
We all boomer sometimes. No,
we are live.
Yay, we're live. Okay, let's refresh. We
After
did
a
it!
fight with Kickstarter.
Woo! You did it.
My goodness.
It's live! Congrats! Everybody go back now. Let me pin the actual link. The link is in the description for everybody that just came in, but also I will pin it in chat in just a second. Reading Sunshine on 2x speed. That's funny because I'm actually really tired, so I don't know why. It's like I'm trying to make up for the exhaustion. Thank you, some person. I will pin that. All right, let's take a look at the campaign and what extra goodies you have here. Just launched, fresh out of the whatever you call it. I don't have a term. Oven. That sounds weird.
Yep.
All right,
so
here are your characters.
I mean, it's more like it's been reheated in the microwave, though, because this is from a few years ago, so it's not fresh out of the oven.
Yeah,
no, I'm trying to make it sound fresh and appealing. Like, don't ruin this. I'm trying to help you.
What are you doing, Dean?
God damn it, Dean.
Delicious reheated pizza the next day, okay? Arguably better than it was the first night.
Oh, boy. Who will be number one? Yeah, we got to figure out who is number one. You had to kick Kickstarter. That's right. You had to give it a good old punch in the face. So there is, I remember Embrace 1. It's such a heartfelt story. It was dark, but it's dark and sweet at the same time. I really loved it. I loved your visual storytelling, and I loved the story from Oden and Dean's visual storytelling. I can't believe that was your first comic, because your art has improved a lot, but the way you did all the panels, and just because comics is more than just drawing ability, it's paneling and it's using framing to create emotion. You did all that so well with this book.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I did. I got a lot of compliments back when we first did the Embrace about my layouts and everything in particular. There's a difference between doing like pinups and covers and stuff, and then actually doing, a comic book page, because it's not just storyboards or whatever. You want the page as a whole to look good, as well as every individual panel, and so. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm very proud of it, especially considering it was, the first thing I ever actually did.
Yeah. So, I always started with art questions. I'm an artist. It's easier. You're self-taught, right? Are you?
Yeah, 100%. Never went to art school or anything like that.
Oh,
I was that kid at school that had a sketchbook, and I was always drawing and stuff.
Yeah. That's hey, Allie's in chat. What's up, Allie? Hello.
Hi, Allie.
Hello. Do you have anyone else on your team that you want to bring in?
We don't really have. So we got a whole bunch of great people to do variant covers for this specific campaign. Unfortunately, a lot of them, English isn't necessarily their first language, and so they don't feel comfortable doing streaming. We did get Joel Gomez, but I don't think that he was available for this. I don't know how much he actually does in terms of like streaming and what have you, but it was really cool to get a chance to work with him, and his cover is actually a big highlight on this campaign because we're using it to partner with this Virginia nonprofit called the Virginia's Victims Assistance Network. They run a a homicide survivor support group. So like families of homicide victims and everything like that. They help them guide through the process. And so we're actually going to be using that cover to raise money for them. Portions of that cover that get backed will be getting donated to there, and we'll get there here when we scroll down and get to his cover, and I'll kind of explain what the cover is and why I felt like this was the one to kind of go and do that with. But it was really cool to get to do, and Joel's a fantastic talent, and it was really cool to kind of see him bring this idea that I had to life, and then like figure out a way to do something more with it, which I think is honestly like the big thing with the Embrace was, I was going through a lot when I came up with this idea, and I wanted to take that negativity and I wanted to take that hurt and that pain and turn it into something positive and constructive that could help people. And so much of the Embrace to me has been not just helping myself heal, but like trying to find a way to have this story help others.
So your approach with regarding that, what is your, how do I phrase this? The story is about your main character. He lost his son, but his son comes back as a ghost and merges with his father, or becomes his father's suit. So when you see Clarence, right? That's your main character's name.
Yeah.
And David is his son, right? So when you see Clarence with his powers, those little hands, the whole suit is his son. What is your, I think you mentioned your influences. What is your thought process behind how this concept would, it seems kind of obvious, but how does healing play into the story, right? Because they create this superhero together. How does healing play into that? There you go. That's what I was asking.
So I think that the big thing here is that, when this story starts off, it's been a year since his kid's been killed, and there hasn't been a lot of headway in the case from a police standpoint. And they end up having to tell him, like, hey, like there's not much, like there are no more ends for us to chase after, and they have to drop the case. Like they don't have anything, they have no more active leads to pursue. And so he's in a place where he's going to be like, he's about to take his own life. And that's when David, the ghost of David, comes in. And so this story is ultimately a story that will, kind of bring Clarence through these stages of grief. And the whole point of the book, it's not a revenge story. David was a, happy 8-year-old kid when he was killed. He doesn't have like the malice or anything like that. He's there to try and help his dad let go of this pain and hurt that
he is
literally
both figuratively and literally the light in the darkness when it comes to this story.
Yes. And so it's just one of these things where, throughout this story, Clarence is going to have to process his grief in like the most active form possible. This superhero venture, yes, it's giving him time with David and what have you, but it's also going to start to make him realize, is this fair what I'm asking? Like as this goes forward, the big, if there were, I guess if you were to give this book a tagline, it's justice, not vengeance. Right. So at what point is justice served? At what point are you going to allow yourself to move forward with your life and accept things are as they are? Because at the end of the day, David's dead. There's no coming back from that. You know, like, so at what point are you going to be, is Clarence going to be able to accept that and move forward in his own life? And yes, David's there to kind of help with that journey, and there are going to be other characters that get introduced later on throughout the story that will also, you know, kind of hearken to that spiritual journey through Clarence, for Clarence as well. But like, that's ultimately the whole point of the book, is kind of guiding Clarence through this immense loss that he hasn't been able to process.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. James is here too. Hello. Hello. I never see you in
What up,
chat, but
bud?
our friend James, who's also a comic writer, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. We got a couple of really good questions for you. Let's see. Well, Mo Biggs. Thanks for
Yeah. Oh,
that.
I'm
You
so
spelled
sorry,
your
Mo.
own name wrong. You spelled your name wrong. Mo needed to let you know that.
I'm so sorry.
We got a backer. I think we've got several. So thank you everybody who has backed, and
Thank you
definitely
guys so
go.
much.
Oh, I need to pin the link. But yes, the link is in the description. Everyone go back, embrace one second chance on Kickstarter now. Faith Thomas says, I'm working on a script right now about the healing process of losing my maternal grandma. Any advice? Man. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, you know, sorry. You know, it's never easy to lose a loved one. I think if I were to give you any advice, it would be to think of, for me, when I write, I like to create playlists and music and everything like that. And it helps me get into like the emotional state to write specific scenes, specific things. Like, you know, one of my favorite sequences of this first book, I actually have in the very opening. Clarence is driving to the place where David was murdered, and he's listening to the radio, and Airplanes by B.O.B. and Haley Williams is playing on the radio. And the chorus line is what you hear, which is, you know, do you believe that airplanes in the night skies are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. And that hook, like, kind of sunk into me and really, like, you know, drove home that scene. So in terms of, you know, you writing about the healing process of losing your maternal grandmother, I would say create a playlist of music that makes you think of her and connects you to your relationship with her, so that you can channel that through your writing. And like, you know, at the end of the day, that's not a concrete thing. That's how I would do it. But there is no right or wrong way when you're writing. It's just a matter of however you will, you know, bring your ideas to the page and tell your story, so long as it's true to yourself and to the emotions you want to evoke. That's what's really important.
Sounds like good advice, and good luck, Faith. I'm sure you can make a excellent tribute. I have faith in you. And Chris is here, says, I'm sure it'll be quite the success. I think so too. Yeah. And the Embrace One on Indiegogo was quite a while ago. So this is a great chance for anyone who hasn't heard about you, who doesn't know about the book, because it has been a year or so, over a year, to jump in. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been almost 3 years since we did the first campaign. It's been a hot minute. And
wow. Oh yeah, that long.
Like, it's been an interesting past 3 years with lots of ups and downs. And it was really funny because, you know, for a while, like, we are in the middle of working on the second book, and for a while people were yelling at me about getting the script done, and I was in like a very different emotional place when we had finished the campaign, because I'd gone through custody court and come out on top. And so like things had been going pretty well. And so it was hard to get into the mental state to write the second book. So I was like, effectively like, look, I don't feel sad right now. Like I don't feel like the right type of sad to write this script. And then sure enough, one day it was like James went to his mom's for spring break, and it was like the
Hi,
first
Jason.
Don't lie, Unhinged. You can't see Dean.
I was like, Dean's never
in
on camera.
any way.
Even if he was on camera, you can't see him. Okay, so.
Yeah. But anyways.
I'm going to hell.
We're going to burn in hell. It's going to be great.
I will. We all will.
But anyways, like the point was I couldn't get that second script until like he went to his first spring break at his mom's, and like within the first 2 days I was like finally in that state where I was like, okay, I feel the sad. And then I think, what was it, Dean, like 3 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Like within 3 days I had the first draft of the second script, and both him and Lee were just like, yeah, okay, this works. Like there's some minor things to tweak, but great job.
The second script was a lot better than the first script. Like, not saying the first script was bad or anything.
No.
But there was very little edits that needed to be done to the second script. We were just like, yep, this is great. Well done. Good job, man.
We had to completely restructure the first issue, because initially him becoming the Embrace didn't happen until almost the end of the issue. And we were worried that people wouldn't stick around long enough. So we ended up like completely flipping things on its head. And it's okay, because like that ended up leading to probably one of the best sequences of the book. Which, you know, I won't go too much into, because that's a fun secret that Dean and I have. And it's like, and I guess Lee also because he was the editor. So it's like one of those things that like we know, and we have this little bit of information that the audience doesn't necessarily know. And when the Embrace is fully finished and everything like that, we'll go and, you know, reveal what that exactly was. But it's really cool.
I don't know what he's talking about, guys.
Full of shit.
I don't either. We gotta review each other.
Complete bullshit. He doesn't know anything.
Oden just wants to talk about how, you know, like there's a lot of heart and everything in this story, and I just wanted to draw cool superheroes doing cool things. So
you have no heart. You don't have a heart or a soul. You're just here for money.
I mean I do have a heart and a soul. It's just
okay.
I don't focus on it.
Okay, yeah. You just shunt it aside. Only half.
Yeah. The rule of cool, you know, like in issue 2 specifically, which will be coming out soon. There's this gang, and they're a bunch of, you know, like they're not rich or anything like that, but we decided to give them $100,000 car just because it looks a lot cooler. You know, the rule of cool.
Like literally, initially I was like, yeah, we're gonna have it be like this beat up old thing, and then Dean's like, you can't do that.
I'm like, no, we're drawing a Mustang.
I want to see them drive a pile of shit. It's like, but they're like,
doesn't matter. They stole it. Who cares?
I was like, okay, whatever, man. I don't even fucking.
The artist has the final
rule of cool.
They will draw whatever they want to draw. Dragon DJ just back says artwork looks great and story sounds cool. Thank you so much. There's 5 backers.
Thanks so much, guys.
And that's a 5
Thanks,
backers or 421. That's a great amount. It's only 5 backers. Kickstarter
that's
must
awesome.
be behind. Yeah, that's awesome.
It sounds like people are going for our higher tiers, which is great. We are offering a lot of really great value and really cool stuff on this campaign. I think the one thing that I wish that we could do more with Kickstarter was like allowing people to back more than once. I think that's like its biggest like flaw is once you pledge, you can't pledge again with the same account. So you would have to like go create an alt. If there was something like I wanted to have it be where I could have certain things be add-ons, but like there are certain items where it's like, hey, this has to be limited. Like we have a metal print of the Joel Gomez cover, and that's, you know, we're only doing 50 of those because those metal prints will be signed and numbered by Joel Gomez. So like I would love to be able to put that as an add-on, but like with it being a limited quantity thing, it was just difficult to do.
Right. Yeah.
There is some definite, like, you know, me kind of figuring stuff out and learning curve that I'm hoping that I kind of resolve by the time we do the second book. But yeah.
Well, we all improve as creators, but I think that's what's important. I mean, having every book be good is important as well, but seeing improvement, especially in the indie space, that's what really gets me excited for a book. And that's not to say that, I mean, in case you guys don't know, Oden is my editor on Fiendish, so he knows what he's doing, by the way.
I do.
And he's
I do
still
okay.
improving, but he knows what he's doing. So yeah, he's edited everything past Fiendish 2. So yeah, I trust him.
And your storytelling keeps on getting better. Fiendish 2.5 like blew me away. Like having worked with you on 2 and then seeing 2.5, I was like, this, Rini. This. And then there was like even a moment when I just did the first pass of Fiendish 3. And it was funny because she had gotten some feedback on this like one panel. And I just went through, it was like, you can take that feedback and shove it. No. Like this absolutely needs to be in there, and that person's dumb. So,
well, I get feedback from several. I like to show my whole team because I like getting feedback, but you know, Oden is my actual editor. So I mean, I don't listen to anybody, but I do listen to Oden more than other people. Yeah, it was great feedback. And hopefully Fiendish 3 will continue improving. That's what we're all aiming for, continue improvement.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sub to Comics Mate. Thank you for the link. Yes, everybody go sub to Dean. Allie is saying, back in this healthy young man with a big heart fulfills American dream of escaping a communist hellhole. Oh, whoever might that be talking about. Oh dear.
It's about me.
You're a young man with a big heart that has an American dream.
Yeah, I have the American dream. I will live the American dream.
Everyone has the American dream. Yeah, to some extent.
Yeah, and until you come here and it crushes you. I'm just kidding. What am I talking about? I'm doing well. Yeah, back the embrace to help Dean escape Aussie China land.
Yeah, upside down. Help Dean escape the upside down, guys.
Yes,
he's hanging upside down, barely clinging on. It's just like this crazy inverted world.
He lives in the demonic place from Stranger Things, guys.
Yeah, everything wants to kill you. Yeah. Everything wants to kill you. The seasons are out of whack, and now you don't have free speech. Poor guy. Somebody help him. Please help him escape. Let's look at the covers. So here are the covers.
Yeah, we've got some really good ones. So this is our first one. We've got Kari Salviejo and Avery Ferdinand. Kari was my artist for SPQR's Bizarre Adventure. Very talented. She's also doing a side project for us that we're hoping to have as a part of the Embrace 2, but her schedule has just been freaking nuts. So we have just this beautiful cover with, you know, David coming in from the back and putting his hands down, and then obviously the suit kind of forming around him. Thanks so much, Jason. I gave you shit earlier, but you're really a great dude. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him at Baltimore Comic-Con I think last year. And that was a blast. Really, really great guy.
You met him in person?
Yeah, I did. He had no idea who I was. It was great.
That's actually what he's saying there in that comment, though, is actually really prominent in the story. You know, like Oden focuses a lot on the emotional start, which is like really just the opening of the book. But David, like the back and forth between David and Clarence is some of the most fun and like just wholesome moments you'll get between these two, you know, because the idea of the embrace is it's a supernatural thing. It's not actually a superhero thing. The only reason that the embrace is a superhero is because David, when he was alive, liked comic books. And so he influences what it actually is when they take, because it's more of a transformation than just a suit, you know, like the embrace is actually bigger than Clarence.
Than just them. And so like, and I think that that's a great point. And, you know, it's funny because we've had people that we've worked with that were initially apprehensive getting onto the, like, reading the book and getting a hold of it because the initial pitch just sounds so like dreary and sad, and they didn't think that they didn't necessarily. There were people that didn't think that this book was going to go that far because of how emotional the story is, and then they read the book, and it's like, yeah, those first 8 pages are gut wrenching, but like the moment that you have Clarence and David together, it becomes a very fun superhero book where you have these two having this back and forth, and the dynamic of the father and son is there. And I think that that's one of the things that really makes this book special. You know, the father-son dynamic is something that is obviously done a lot, but I think the thing that does make this story unique is it's not about the father saving the son, it's about the son saving the father. And as a result, you really get to see David bring out the best in Clarence when they're together.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I was going to say, it's not, you're right, the pitch itself sounds sad, but it is just the beginning. When I think back on The Embrace, and I didn't want to, I should have reread it before the stream, but the story is something I can still remember, and my impression of it is, it was cute and sweet, and it began very dark, but it's the interactions between father and son. It wasn't all sadness afterwards. It was very heartwarming, and I want to see more of that. And it's kind of lovely. It's not a depression fest, everyone. Jamie's back. Thank you. Yeah.
Before people read it, they compare it to things like The Crow or Haunt, but then after they've read it, they compare it to things like Spider-Man.
Yes.
So, like, it's really fun.
Oh, it's fantastic because we recently got a person that's going to be doing one of the variants for the second book, and I sent them like the digital copy and a whole bunch of reference stuff, and their immediate thing was like, this is fantastic. This is symbiote Spider-Man powered by like except spiritual with ghosts. And I was just like, yes.
Yeah, it's a suit made of ghosts.
It was like yes, that is all that.
Tokume has such an articulate comment. Look at that. The suit is a psychosomatic manifestation of David's dreams taking shape within reality.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a beautiful summation of what we're doing. So
giving a father new hope to find himself again. That's beautiful. Yeah. Justice.
Yes.
Justice, not revenge.
Justice, not revenge.
Justice, not vengeance is the exact words that David uses. And you know, we have our own little like version of Spider-Man in the universe called the astounding arachnatine. And so like that's the book that they read together, and so it's like
that's not Spider-Man at all. That's great.
But like
no, that's so. I was gonna say that's so accurate for a kid to be inspired by that, though.
Yeah, well, and that was the whole thing. It's Clarence's old comic books. Like you know, you have the whole thing where they're like, you know, going from rooftop to rooftop, and David's making like, hey, look, it's like web fluid, but he says fluid initially because, you know, he's an 8-year-old kid and he's just learned how to freaking read, and Clarence just goes, He goes, "You mean fluid?" So it was you that was reading my Astonishing Arachnotine books. And he goes, "Maybe." like,
That's so cute. See,
like it,
it's
like it, like that's the whole thing. Is it brings out the best, and that's the thing that I really enjoyed about writing it. Is, you know, as a dad, and especially going through what I've gone through, is, you know, James, my son, brings out, I'd like to think, brings out the best in me. I want to be the best version of myself for him. I constantly pushing myself to be better, and even when I falter and everything like that, he's there, and it makes me feel like I have the strength to get back up and do it a million more times. Takumi LLC saying, what is the targeted age demographic for these books? I would say between the ages of 16 and up, solely because of the very intense themes. Like, I mean, within the first 8 pages, you have a guy about to, you know, kill himself and getting walked off the edge, like taken down from the edge by David. And there's also some strong language and everything like that. I wouldn't hand this to like I wouldn't hand this to, you know, a kid under 10 years old at all.
I'd give it to a 13-year-old, you know, like
that's fair. I would say that like 13 and up, I think is more than fair. Now that I'm thinking about that, because like that's when I was like actively reading like Spawn and The Darkness and everything like that. So yeah, like 13 and up.
But it's in terms of, so it's strong language and dark themes, but it's not super graphic or anything, right?
No, like you're not gonna. It's not like a Todd McFarlane thing where like it's not like you're gonna see anything that happened to Billy Kincaid in like the first trade paper of Spawn. You're never gonna see
and
like that.
Even like at its very worst, you know, there's a bit of blood, but not, you know, like it's all in the dark and things like that. And even the moment where he goes to take his own life, it's shot, quote unquote, up really close, you know. So you're right there with Clarence as he's going to do it, and you only really see a bit of the gun as he pulls it up to his chin and things like that. But you don't there's no graphic imagery or anything like that.
All right. Genuine Comics, Dave Brink. Hello, what's up?
Hey, Dave.
Hello. Thank you for being here.
What up, man?
The Embrace. The Embrace Second Chance campaign on Kickstarter.
Dave knows a thing or two about the Embrace. We actually had when we did our first campaign, he was doing Perfect 10 issue 2, and we had like a cross promotion. I still have extras of that print. That was a cool thing. Russ Leach did a bang up job on that.
Yeah. But that's not on this campaign, so.
So on this campaign, these are all new covers, and the goodies that weren't in the old Indiegogo campaign are these variants. Is that right?
Yeah, these are completely different variants. So the Jim O'Reilly Signatori variant was on the original campaign. However, on this one, it is not like a holofoil, and we will probably be doing something else with it. So the stretch goals for this campaign aren't going to be like what most people do. We are not going to be doing extra knickknacks or anything like that. What we are going to do is we're going to upgrade the cover quality when we hit specific stretch goals. So like, you know, cover A might become a holofoil when we hit a certain stretch goal. You know, cover B might become, you know, embossed or something like that. Like I'm working with I'm looking at printers that do like, you know, special covers and what have you, because the goal of this campaign is going to be, you know, we do a very set print run. These are going to be only available for this campaign. I don't want to diminish the value of the original campaign. I also want this to be a special thing for itself. And as this is literally a, hey, if you missed out on the first book, you can get the first book here with this. If you got the first book and you want like a nice collector item, this is going to be that thing as well. So I really wanted to create kind of strike a middle ground before we go into the second book. And when we go into the second book, the Embrace one is going to have a final cover that I'm going to have Dean do, where, you know, for the second book, he did this beautiful cover of the Embrace and Strangle that he did traditionally and then colored with Copics. It was fucking awesome, completely original composition. And so we're going to have him do that again, except for the Embrace one. And that's going to be like that is the definitive, the Embrace cover. And so that will
permanent covers too. Oh.
I got the idea from somebody that I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know what that is. No, I'm sure a lot of people do it, but I do like that idea where the campaign, these early campaigns have collector's items. So if you back any of these covers now, these will be more valuable than if you get the book later on, you know.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yes, this is a launch stream, Allie. The second chance launch stream.
Yes, Allie. This is a launch stream. So let's head down to the next cover. I think the next cover is the Jim O'Reilly one, which we won't spend a lot of time. No, the next cover is the let's see. Which one is this?
So William.
Okay, so this one was fantastic. So this is done by Will Reyes, and the pencils are Will Reyes. The inks are Tiago Gomez, who is the inker for Isaac Bell over on Shrine and everything like that. Fantastic work. And then the colors are done by Avery Ferdinand.
This one's actually my favorite cover.
Yeah, it's so good. And so what people don't realize is the Embrace actually takes place in a real place. It's Alexandria, Virginia, and the exact spot of the murder is the Huntington Square Metro Station. And so these apartments and this railway right here, that is Huntington Metro. And Dean, you know, when we did the first Embrace, like I went to Huntington and took a whole bunch of pictures and videos and sent it to Dean so that he'd have those for reference and what have you. It was very important to me because like this story to me had its heart in Alexandria, and I'm going to actually go into that more when we get to the Joel Gomez cover, because there's, you know, a specific incident that really kind of it served as the narrative inspiration for Clarence and David. And that's what that Joel Gomez cover is paying homage to.
All right.
But Will Reyes, who did the pencils on this, is fantastic. He's actually going to be at the helm of my Elysian Fields complete creative reboot that we're going to be doing next year. Fantastic artist. Really, and he just knocked this out of the park.
Absolutely. This is a great composition. Miranda said the colors are beautiful, and the colors on both of these are by Avery Ferdinand.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Really good colors.
Yeah, he's from the Philippines. I have found some tremendous talent from specifically the Philippines. Will Reyes and Avery Ferdinand and Kari Salviejo, all Filipino artists.
There are so many. Yeah, so many good artists are in the Philippines or in Latin America. Right,
yeah.
Chris, I was just saying Latin America. I swear, they really are good. I know the Vaughn's artist is also in the Philippines. I don't know. They've got like art in the water or some shit. It's infuriating.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's logical. This is beautiful. I can't wait to hear your story about Huntington, you said?
Yeah, Huntington Metro Station.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember hearing that story, so that'll be interesting. I love how you're being accurate and tying it into the real world. It makes it feel very, very grounded. The story feels very grounded, even though it's like ghost powers, and I was wondering where that came from. Well, that explains it. You were trying to be accurate to a real place.
Well, yeah, and
we took some liberties, but there is a lot of like actual landmarks. If you're from the area, you could go and visit some of these places.
So Genuine Comics says, are there any changes made to the interiors? Not of the main story. However, we are replacing the fan art gallery with the 6-page preview of the Embrace 2. So you will be able to see, like, literally side by side how Dean has grown. And on top of that, we have a new colorist on the second book, Eugene Bedevu, who I found because he was doing colors for Phil Diaz over at for the Lost Pages, and he's fantastic. And his colors on Dean's lines is tremendous. It's genuinely just
I love
beautiful.
that guy. He's fantastic.
Literally Dean, I sent Dean colors today, and he was just like, it took him like a solid hour for him to find an actual correction. And now, I got to send him a couple, but they're super nominal.
Yeah, it
You
was
have,
little things.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Your for Embrace 2, you have a sign up page, right?
We have a sign up page to an Indiegogo, and you guys can still sign up to that. I am going to be sending an email to all of the people that we have over there that we're going to be shifting over to Kickstarter, and I am going to be launching a Kickstarter sign up page here soon. I'm finishing up getting the basics for the campaign together for that. So there will be
over 600 signups on that too.
Yeah, we are. We have a lot of people signed up on the Indiegogo page. And I know that that's going to ruffle some feathers, but at the end of the day, after what happened during the Judex campaign, I don't feel comfortable using Indiegogo as a platform anymore. I don't feel like as a platform it protects my interest as a creator.
So it's
I
just
feel
a sign up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a sign up, and
it's just the sign up over there.
Might as well. Yeah, I kind of can't understand that. Oh, yeah, I can't find it. I'm searching on Indiegogo right now.
No, we're already shadow banned.
Problem.
Yeah,
it's not cool. There's no reason for this.
Yeah. So, but anyways, let's. Yeah. I think the next cover is the O'Reilly Signatory. It's just such a strong cover. I figured, if we offered anything from the original campaign, it should be this cover. It was just everyone really enjoyed it. So,
but yeah, as you can see here, though, the original was a holofoil virgin cover. It had no.
Yeah, this one has the trade dress and everything like that.
Yeah, this art is great. All these covers. I like how you've got this design sense that ties everything together, because I'm always looking for visual design in a comic, and I like that you've nailed the visual look of this book, which is very impressive, especially because this was Dean's first comic, but with the logo and everything. I love that logo. The logo is a hug. And it's the Embrace.
Yeah, I love the logo.
That's amazing. That's fucking amazing.
I'm very proud of that logo. I designed that, and I was like, this slaps. And
it's so simple and yet brilliant.
It works on every. It's one of those things where you have a lightning in the bottle kind of moment, and that logo just came together. I was like, yes, this is the logo.
Wonderful. That face is great as well. Look at all that. It's really good art. This is by Jim O'Reilly and Sigmund Torre. All right. And cover D. That's a lot of covers. Is this a new one?
So this is a James O'Barr homage. So this was technically on the original campaign. However, it was colored. I'm blanking on what his name was, but we did it as a full-on painting, and the way that it kind of translated to the print, it was kind of muddy. And so I had the high-res still of Von Randal's original lines. And so I gave it to Avery Ferdinand, and he colored it. And this recolor is just drop dead gorgeous. So this is actually a homage to a very famous cover of The Crow,
which I just sent to you, Rainey, if you want to have a look at that.
So if you want to pull that up on screen real quick.
Sure, yeah, I definitely will. So apparently I'm just learning more about the Crow.
Ali is saying to tell us to make merch. I'm already working on that. Dean is like for instance, that William War Reyes piece that we all like, I'm having him kind of isolate the figure of the embrace and all the hands. And I found there's a t-shirt where I should be able to have that all be on there. So I'm going to be designing that. I have a 9 Realms spring store where the stuff that's up there right now is SPQR and When in Rome related, but I have Embrace merch that I'm working on to get up there as well.
Awesome. I remember you did have some merch with the Indiegogo campaign. You have one of those like slappy hand things.
Yes,
right?
well, and those are available on here as well. Like if you get the box, you will get sticky hands, a t-shirt, a whole bunch of stuff.
Cool.
The sticky hands are my greatest achievement in life. Best
Yes,
idea I've ever
that was like his big
your
thing.
idea?
Is like, you know what we should do? We should get those like carnival glow in the dark sticky hands.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Every
brilliant.
backer gets a sticky hand.
It was perfect. It should have been like a stack. It probably would have been expensive, but I think it would be funny to get just a stack of them because he has so many little tiny hands. Anyways, brilliant branding.
So yeah, this is the cover that we were homaging in there. Like everybody does everyone homages the same like 6 freaking covers, I feel like. So like it was nice to do an homage that actually felt unique, and the crow is such a big inspiration for me. And so like this was and I knew exactly like this was like the perfect cover to do it with. And so, you know, rather than him, you know, cupping his own face and everything like that, if you go back to the Embrace version, he's holding the ghost of David.
Mm-hmm.
And
perfect. Yeah, that really makes a perfect translation over. Wow. And the coloring with the stars and everything added, that's just so perfect.
Yeah. Looks great in this version.
Mm-hmm. Cranberry
I think we did it better,
Langers.
to be honest.
Okay. Well, you did then. You did good. Cranberry Langer said it reminds him of a combo between Backlash, Spider-Man, and The Darkness.
there's definitely some Spider-Man in the Darkness in there. When we were doing designs and what have you, that was like a symbiote Spider-Man, the Darkness, and the Crow were like prominent things, and a little bit of Spawn, I think, too.
Yeah. Spawn and Spider-Man are like my go-to comic books.
Tokome says they're 1/3 of the way. Wow, yeah, we got to scroll up. Let's finish looking at the covers. I mean, we still got a lot of ground. Yeah, we still got a lot of ground to cover, but let's finish looking at the rest of the covers and then all the perks and everything, and see how the money's going.
So this is the Joel Gomez cover. So I don't know how much you know about the Crow, but James O'Barr, he wrote that story as a way to process the loss of his fiance. His fiance was killed in a drunk driving accident. And that was like the emotional fuel, right? But the story that created Eric Draven and Shelley Webster was the story of this young engaged couple that were mugged and killed over a plastic engagement ring in Chicago. And so similarly, the Embrace is kind of born out of like the frustration and anger and depression that I felt going through my custody fight. But the story of David and Clarence came from a thing that happened when about a year after my son was born. My ex and I my ex showed me a newspaper clipping about a young kid's body being found in the Holmes Run River Park, which was a park that was by one of our first apartments that we lived at. And we used to walk through there all the time. And so us being new parents, it was just this whole thing of, you know, this kid had been murdered by a gang.
Oh my God.
And so what we have here is the Embrace is at Holmes Run River Park. And he is looking down into the water. into the creek bed and seeing you have the spectral reflection of David and Clarence. And so every single copy of this cover that's sold, it's a little bit more expensive than the rest of the covers. $5 of that goes to the Virginia Victims Assistance Network, specifically to help fund their support groups for homicide survivors.
Wow.
Of the metal prints, $20 will go to them. And then we have the original piece by Joel Gomez, which is up on the campaign for $2,000. And a portion of that sale will also be donated to that organization as well.
Oh, that's perfect.
The Embrace is all about healing and dealing with this loss and that whole process. And to have the opportunity to use what I have created to actually help people that have been through what Clarence and David have is humbling.
Yeah, that's
and
perfect.
I think very important.
That's perfect that you're doing that. So there's a metal print of this art
Yes.
as well? Okay, so
Yeah,
there's
there
a
will be-
cover, metal print, and the original.
There's going to be, so the metal print is, there will only be 50 of them. One of them is already sold, and they will be signed and numbered by Joel Gomez. And the print will be on a special white metal. So I think Dean knows what I'm talking about, because we've used that white metal for one of the metal trading cards that we did on the original campaign. And so with the way that the green is and this like light blue of the spectral form of David and Clarence, I think it's going to make that look absolutely astonishing.
Right. 'Cause if it prints on metal, sometimes it's a little dull and gray, right? Is that what you mean? Wonderful. Yeah, everyone, if you're still hesitating.
I should also mention that also counts if you get the box, which has all of the variants in it. $5 of that will also go towards them, because you still got the cover of the book.
Perfect. Yeah, Cranberry Langer says you're actually doing something good for the world in your superhero comic.
I'm trying.
Yeah. That way you can feel good about yourself when you buy a comic book.
Yeah. Oh, it's charity. Charity is about feeling good about yourself. It is genuine, and
which may mean that you can write it off at tax time as well.
Well, I mean, yes.
So remember what I was saying about being soulless and only care about
right?
money?
Yeah.
That's being brought back now. But either way, whether your concern is real charity or if you just want a tax write-off, back this cover and get this print. And if you have $2,000, get the original art because it's beautiful. Thank you. Wasi, hello, what's up? It's a metal print, okay? Let's not get all weird. See, are there any more extras and merch? All right, so that was the cover. That was a lot of variants. Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing to do on Kickstarter, I hear.
Right. Interesting. That's why all the comic campaigns have so many. I mean, it's TNA first of all, and then it's just tons of variants. I don't know if I would do that, but that makes sense. So for the extras and merch, you have a T-shirt. And is that original to this campaign? Did you have that last time, Dean?
The art is from the first campaign. I don't know if we had the T-shirt in the last one. Oden, you're muted.
I thought he did it on purpose.
I can see him talking.
I did that on accident.
Okay.
So this shirt has been on a couple of campaigns so far. I think that we got that art from Booty Juice like at the very end of the first campaign, but we used it for the shirt on the SPQR campaign.
Right.
But yeah, so like that's what's going on there. Sorry, I just had like a complete brain fart. But yeah, so like yes, we've had this shirt available before. It's very slick, love it. And yeah, so we have that available for purchase. We have the collector's box, which has a whole bunch of stuff in it. So we've got, you know, a mini print gallery, which will include like these are just 6. They will have like all of the covers. So you'll have like a mini print of like the Joel Gomez cover and like all of that stuff. You get an Embrace standee, you get the sticky hand, the t-shirt, and then we got this box art done by Shimhack, who is a really big digital painting artist. He got really big doing stuff specifically for the Dark Soul, like doing fan pieces for Dark Souls and Elden Ring and stuff like that. He does absolutely beautiful work. And I remember back when like we first started, Dean really wanted to do like a horror style Embrace thing that like kind of paid homage to like these really cool horror Spawn books that McFarlane did in like the early 2000s. And so I got in touch with him to do this, and it turned out absolutely beautiful. And then we have the infamous, amazing plushie.
Why is it infamous?
It's infamous to me because I got kind of... The vendor gave me an initial quote and was not upfront with the fact that I was going to need to pay for an FDA test. So I lost almost $800.
Oh no, I didn't even know that. So if you make toys like plushies, you need to take an
They have, in order for you to have them shipped to the United States, they have to undergo FDA testing. So just a fun fact, if you are ever looking at doing a plushie.
Good to know.
just a fun fact. The initial quote does not include your FDA testing. So make sure that you ask them about that so that you can factor that into your costs.
Right, because they're all
That's how they
imported.
get
Like,
you.
I had not.
Yeah, I did not know that, and I haven't had anyone else who made plushies say that, so thank you. And these are all imported. You can't. It's very. I don't even know of anybody that makes plushies in the States. So,
and if you zoom in on the plushie, this is actually from I brought the plushies to Otakon last year, and so I gave him a sign. So it says need a home, expert giver of hugs and high fives.
Hold on, I'm trying to zoom in. Oh, Kickstarter's resolution is ridiculous. Here we go. Aw, look at that. Do you have one of those?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah,
I
can you
don't.
show us? Because you can't really see
Dean, yours is coming. Literally, I had it sent, and then it got because of the address. Give me 5 seconds.
All right. Mr. Burger for 5. Thank you so much for the super chat. Excellent guest, Irene. You're still my favorite weirdo. Oh, thank you. You have some of the best up-and-coming creators on your channel. I try. It's all about promoting excellent up-and-coming indie books. Thank you so much, Mr. Burger, for your support. Ellie says that's why I'm handmaking. That's crazy, but if you can do it, then more power to you. I feel like if you have a small amount of orders, you can just make a pattern and sew them. But it's, oh my god, if it's more than 5 or 10, that would just be a hell, because I feel like that would be like the wood burnings for my Fiendish campaigns. But yeah, you can't, like, how do you get all of these plushies are manufactured overseas? It's impossible to get any made in the US other than craftspeople, which is why I haven't had any made, because that's a concern for me. And I did not know about the FDA test, but now I do. Look at that thing! Oh, it's so cute! Well,
he's big. I think these guys are like 18 inches tall.
Yeah. Oh, very huggable. They're so huggable. Back and get one of those plushies so Oden can.
There are only 18 left. There are only 18 left.
Yeah, and we won't be making these ever again. So once they're gone, they're gone.
I mean, if there's enough of a demand, I think that the way that it works is since I did the FDA test before, I don't have to do it again with so long as I use the same vendor.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure, but like that's definitely something I will be asking up front because like that FDA test was like $700.
TK says 17 left.
Yeah. Thank you, Tokome.
Appreciate you, TK.
Unhinged with a random comment. Oden is 1,880,000. Jason, I think that's just because you're short.
Now that's not entirely inaccurate. Oden is quite tall.
It might be just because you're little. That's okay. We can be little together, Jason. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was gonna make a baby Nina plushie. That's not gonna happen anymore. All right. Anyways, original pencils. You have original art. Awesome.
Yeah. So this is Will's original piece. We have that available for purchase, and then we have a few original pieces up for sale on the campaign. So this is just the first one. So there's that cover that we were talking about is absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are lovely. Oh, and I just love seeing that. So, do you have the original inks for this too, or were those digital inks?
Tiago Gomez works exclusively digital on inks, which is more than fair because Will's in the Philippines, and I think Tiago's in Brazil.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, anything, much less art, or that far, it's a nightmare. Well,
I love this piece so much, honestly.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
No.
Look at all the anatomy and all just the motion of it. Oh, it's so.
I love the way he did the ghost hands. Like they look like.
They're really
they're disappearing and stuff. Like I'm like, I wish I thought of that. Michael, can I redo my cover?
I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna say no.
So I feel challenged. This is very good. Okay, Dean James piece. Oh, this is sweet.
So Dean did this piece. What did you do this for? So
I did this just for the fun of it because I was we were gonna use it as a card or something on the Embrace 2.
So the cool thing about this is not only is this done traditional with Copic, it's glow in the dark.
This is a mix of Copic and paint and pencils and things. Like I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but there's like a lot of pencil rendering like in his eyes and on his cheeks and everything like that in like a green color. And it actually literally does glow in the dark. Like it's made out of glow in the dark paint with a few other things.
Oh, no, Kickstarter's resolution is horrible, but I believe you.
Yeah. And I want to make sure that I put this on here right. It's an A4 sized piece, correct?
Yeah. Half the size of it. Like I cut it in 11 by 17 in half. So it's,
that's letter.
A4.
Oh my God, we got Tiago Gomez is in the chat.
Oh, where's he?
Yeah, he says TG Inks. Thanks for mentioning me, Michael. Hey man, it's my pleasure, dude. You're fantastic. I've been working with Tiago and Will pretty closely for the past year now. And Tiago is brilliant. Very fast, very efficient, and everything just looks drop dead gorgeous when he's finished. So
yeah. Great work on this campaign, Tiago. Very beautiful artwork. And here is that original art. Wait, the river changed colors.
So the original piece he did. So the way Joel Gomez does his watercolors is he picks two colors. And so I loved the obviously the choice of like the blue and what have you. The yellow, I thought I had the idea of maybe we change that to a green to kind of give it like the ghostly feeling. because
Mhm.
as it stood, I wasn't quite sure that this was conveying what we wanted it to
Mhm.
color wise. But like by that point, you know, the watercolor had already been done, so
Yeah.
like there wasn't you can go back and reset that.
You can digitally adjust it.
That's what we did.
Right.
But the original piece, this is what the original piece looks like. It's still absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's still a beautiful piece. This looks more like it's a sunset scene, and the green version looks more ghostly. I see what you mean. It's they're both beautiful with different feelings, just different ambiance towards the scene. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
How
should
big is
mention
this
as well that anyone who buys an original art piece gets a copy of the book with that.
Yes,
like,
and
included.
that's something that I made very clear.
Yeah.
Whenever you pick one of those things, you still get a copy of the book.
All right. And this is what size is this piece?
That's an 11 by 17.
Okay. And does the original art ship worldwide? Important
I
question.
believe so, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta. I always try to ask that. Well,
I like obviously anything that I do international, I have to charge extra for shipping because like it's freaking expensive.
Yeah.
But like, you know, for the most part, I try to make sure that everything's available international.
Mm-hmm. All right. And signed and numbered metal print. Oh, right, this one. So how many were these again?
There's just 50 of them.
All right.
And well, actually, there's technically 49 now because one got bought like within the first minute of us being live.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Buy more of these. More. 20 per for a metal print is really affordable, dude.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. These
Well,
things are...
so $20 per sale will be donated to the Virginia Victims Assistance Network.
I didn't finish reading it. Yeah.
This is one. Each one of these is $150, and it's signed and numbered. Is signed and numbered by Joel Gomez. Like will be sent. When they get printed, they'll be shipped directly to Joel Gomez, and from Joel Gomez to to our fulfillment partners over at Critical Blast. And then they will go out that way.
Yes, Critical Blast. Yeah, $150. That's reasonable. Honestly, metal prints cost a lot to make, so perfect.
Yeah. So the Ali brings up a very big point here. So and the book is finished, so you'll actually get it. Not only will you get it, you will get it before July.
Wow.
Because the whole point is I want to make sure that this campaign is fully fulfilled by the time we launch the Embrace 2.
Which is coming in July.
Yeah.
Do you have a exact date for that?
July 12th.
Perfect.
Is when I'm looking to launch. I need to go talk to Bancroft to get that set up. I'm sure that he'll have the availability for that, and then we can do another stream as well, Rainey.
Of course.
And yeah, like the Embrace 2 is going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait. Risks and challenges. You're going to get your book. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. That's literally what I said. Literally the only risk and challenge is getting funded. The book's already done.
Yeah. It's been done for 2 years. I have the book.
This book was done back in 2021. And you know, we've received a lot of great feedback. I have 2 reviews up on the campaign. If there's any doubt that you're going to get a quality product, I have Metals, Brewskis, and Reviews, and Kimasabi Lee, who is the editor of the book. But like still, I mean, the guy's not going to spoon feed you BS. Lee's a down to business kind of guy. If he didn't think that it was a good story and a good book, he wouldn't say anything about it.
Yeah. We were actually in his top 10 best books of 2021, I think it was.
Yeah,
The Embrace was one of his absolute
I think we were like number 2. We got beat out by
we were in the top 5.
Like who beat us?
I can't remember.
Oh.
That's not important. What's
Ask
important?
him right
is-
now. Bring him on the stream and confront him. Who did you rank above
Yeah.
It's
I thought we were
the only
friends
reason
since
we
starting.
weren't number one was because he was the editor on our book. That's what it is.
Oh, he had to be
Had to be
humble.
Yeah.
It'll seem nepotistic if I rank this higher. It's the only reason. No, it's awesome. This is a great idea to bring in anyone who might have missed the first campaign. And
Yeah.
all of these variant covers are beautiful. Man, I want to get the book again. So I love these covers.
Do
Let's
it.
scroll up.
I
might. Oh no, I'm so tempted. Look at that. Look at that.
Woo!
11 backers. Everyone's going for the higher tiers. Thank you so much. Almost
Yeah, thanks,
$700. You guys are definitely going to get funded. This is almost halfway. Fantastic.
And everybody will also receive a digital copy of the book. Literally, my plan is that once we hit the end of next week, I will send out the digital tiers to all of the backers. that we
Shouldn't you
have.
wait until the campaign's over?
No, because we're gonna fund. Like we're already at it's 1,500 goal. So
Yeah,
like,
but what if if I backed it and then you send me the digital copy, wouldn't I just be able to refund?
oh, that's right, because Kickstarter's dumb.
Because Kickstarter's dumb.
Yeah, they don't take the money till the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my
Right,
biggest
good point.
gripes. So like one of the things that really makes me anxious about Kickstarter is you will have a lot of people who will back just to be a part of everything, and then they refund within the last 24 to 48 hours because they can't actually afford the thing that they backed.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't know why they have that funding system. I agree.
Yeah, now I'll wait until the campaign ends. You guys are right. It's going to be a 30-day campaign anyway. It's not particularly long. As soon as the campaign funds are released, it will be literally okay. Let's get the print files to the printer and get stuff sent out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alice is not on Famicom. Allie, do you want to hop in? You have a link, by the way. Yeah, Famicom is great. The only downside I would say is Kickstarter is the largest platform, but
Yeah, that's
Famicom
so there were some questions on that. I have a great rapport with Luke Stone. In fact, he offered me a very special deal if I ever want to go do a Fund My Comic campaign, and I'll probably end up taking him up on that eventually. The big thing was to get especially the Embrace, because I think that the Embrace is a project that deserves the spotlight and everything like that, onto a platform where it has the potential to reach the largest audience possible. And Kickstarter and the way that it works is effectively social media marketing mixed with crowdfunding. Everybody that's backed so far, and thank you guys so much. All of the people in your connections, every single person that you're following on Kickstarter has gotten notifications that you have backed this campaign. And so that should bring their eyes to the campaign as well. And so that's the big thing is I want to make sure that this campaign, that the Embrace has the ability to reach the largest audience it possibly can. And Fund My Comic, while a very strong platform and is growing, is not there yet. It's still very niche. And I do plan on doing something with them at some point, especially since Luke reached out to me recently about it. We have a character named after Luke Stone in the Embrace. He's literally Luke helped me get into this industry. When I did my first book, he was my letterer, and he was the one that introduced me to my first printers, and he really helped guide me through the creator process and understand it a lot more. And if it weren't for him, I don't know if I'd be doing this still. I think I would have felt completely overwhelmed and over my head, and I would have overspent on things that I didn't need to spend. Absolutely tremendous creator, with just the biggest heart, and genuinely love that guy. He's like a brother to me.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
really
crazy that we don't bring up Captain Stone more often than we do, because he's actually one of the main characters of the book. You know, like he
Yes.
returns in
Oh,
book
he's
2, 3, 4, like until the very end of the story. He's basically Clarence's best friend.
well, he's the way that I wouldn't even say best friend. He's he's like if you took Commissioner Gordon and Alfred and blended them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's what his role is like he is trying to make sure that Clarence doesn't throw his life away over this tragedy and what have you, and is trying to, you know, work with Clarence, and Clarence is
Trying
being
to
like,
remain professional.
especially in the second book, Clarence is kind of being a butthead about it. um, and there are going to be other characters that come through that will also help Clarence in his journey. I'm real like there's one that I'm really excited for, and Dean knows what I'm talking about. But like there's lots of stuff that we're going to be doing with this story that I think is really going to help people.
Definitely.
Yeah, the world expands exponentially in book 2. Like you get
Yes.
to learn a lot
That's
more
good to
about
hear.
a lot of the side characters and Clarence's relationship with, you know, multiple different characters in the book. Which, you know, you meet most of the characters in this book, but there's a few new ones, and all of the returning ones, you actually find out a lot more about them and Clarence in the second book.
Yes.
Cool.
And
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the third book I'm already working on the script. So like we're going to have a faster turnaround on the third book as well. And the third book is gonna be pretty insane.
Awesome.
It
The
might
second
be,
book is kind of insane. What are you talking about?
huh?
The second book is kind of insane.
The second book is insane as well. So the second book's Empire Strikes Back. Like the second book's gonna hurt some people.
No, it's a cliche to say that, but you're not wrong. You know, like
it's like
well, that's what a story should do at that point.
Yeah.
And after,
Yeah,
especially after the events of book 1. And
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
now that
what I
we've
was
got the
trying-
origin out of the way, we can just have a lot
Yeah.
more fun with the characters, and that's basically what book 2 all is.
Yeah.
Just nothing, non-stop action, really.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask was what is your scope of the overall project? How many books do you have planned?
So specifically for David and Clarence, it's 5 issues. We might expand to 6.
Might be 6.
Like really what's going to determine that is how book 3 goes, because I might end up having to split that into 2 books. Book 3 is going to expand a lot on the actual lore, and you're going to learn what the Embrace really is, because there is going to be a character introduced that has I don't there are 2 characters that are going to be introduced in the second book that are going to have 2 separate perspectives. One is going to be pushing down Clarence down his spiritual journey, and one is going to be you're going to be getting more information about what the Embrace is with their interactions with David. And so like the third book is one of these things where I'm trying to juggle, you know, the very necessary expansion of the world and mythology that is needed to tie everything together in its final chapter with the spectacle. And so book 3 might end up getting split into 2 separate books. But then book 4 and 5 are going to be pretty straightforward. And 5 will probably just be like a little bit longer, so we can, you know, have the big final clash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. What is your page count per issue?
So the first book was 48 pages from cover to cover. I believe it's like 36 pages of story sounds about right.
No, it was 40.
It was 40 pages of story?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And the Embrace 2 was slightly longer than that.
Yeah,
like
it's like 50 pages.
Yeah.
So between like 40 and 50 pages per book generally. The idea is that we wanted to make sure that there was enough meat, like especially when we did the first book, we were we had put the price tag on the original campaign at like I think 20. We're going to be. I want the books to be more accessible price wise. And I think that because I think that a big thing right now is you have people charging a lot of money for books that have page counts that don't really justify the price and stuff like that. And I think that that's a way for us to get ahead of other competition and give people a reason to back our project over something else is accessibility of price point. So like I'm definitely going to be looking at, cutting back price points on our issues as we move forward.
But not sacrificing quality.
And not sacrificing quality.
Yeah.
What are your plans for going about that? That's hard. I like to hear.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Like this is where it's going to take some tinkering. I'm not sure where that that happy medium is going to be, but like I look at campaigns right now and I see there's a lot of fatigue because there's a lot of campaigns out there. But I think another one of those things is people have gotten this idea that you just put your price point at like $25 for a book, and then you end up getting like a floppy, and that's not fun.
That was why we made the Embrace one $20 the first time, was because
it was because
that's true. Yeah, 25 should be at least 50 to 60 pages. It's effectively a trade. Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. Is it's like, and this isn't even me trying to like bash on other creators. At the end of the day, everybody is trying to make this work, and from an individual standpoint, this is a very expensive endeavor. It's very costly. And so like, I get it. But at the end of the day, if we are really serious about this, we need to be able to find a way to make ourselves competitive with not just each other, but you need to be looking at the mainstream as well and what they're charging for books. And right now, they are suffering so much in losses that their prices are going up. Like, a DC book right now, like a mainline DC book, is like $6.
Yeah, but their quality isn't there either. That's a whole different
100%. But my point is that the more that they raise their prices, the more that we might be able to start cutting down our prices to try and match theirs, and we are delivering quality.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's hard when you're in.
Yeah, so we might be able to actually start nabbing some of their customers, because one of the biggest points that you will see with people having aversion into getting to indie is the high price threshold of like people putting their price points at like $25 for a book. And then you also have to, wait a year and a half for a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm. So I looked on. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Rini.
I was going to mention, honestly, if a book is 50, 60, I would say 60 pages is about the point for a $25 book. That is comparable with a lot of trades. A little higher, but a lot of trades, they cost, $20? Around that. So it's not that much more expensive, but the page count has to match. If it's a floppy, then that price point should be lower. And I think even if for an indie production, that should be affordable. You'll be able to make a profit, but keeping in mind the fact that the economy is terrible and customer satisfaction, I think these are really good things to be considering. And I think it's excellent that you're thinking of that. It's hard to figure out how to cut costs, because so much money does go into making books. It's not just the printing and the shipping. Yeah. With shipping, well, whatever you pay for printing, shipping will cost just as much. It's like, just take that cost and double it, and then you have to pay for art. But there's things
that's the big thing for most people, because most people aren't like Rini or Dean and can draw and write. And yes, Dean can write too. He had I've read his script for his book Other Earth. I was an editor on that. It's a great book. It's a strong read. Most
shucks.
people do not have the ability to do both of those things. So you are going to end up hiring talent. And from a writing perspective, most art talent worth their salt are not going to be less than $100 a page for pencils, right? Like the average page cost that you will see on a strong art-driven book is between $150 and $250 a page, right? And so like that's the whole thing is you're having to meet you have such a massive overhead, and because of how the industry is set up, it's not particularly welcoming to writers. Like, and I've talked to both Dean and Rini about this. Is like if you want to do a submission to, let's say, Image or Dark Horse as a writer, you not only have to send in a script, you have to send in 6 pages of completed sequential work. So just based off of that, let's say I have like the $150 a page. That's almost $800 that I have to, put. Like I have to effectively put down $1,000 of my own money to just be at the door, right? Now, when you're doing this from yourself, like it gets a bit more difficult. But like at the end of the day, this is something that I love doing, and I want to keep doing it. It's something that I have a lot of pride in. It's something my son has a lot of pride in. Like he sees my books and he gets excited.
Oh, that's cute.
And so
Yeah. When we first made the plushies, you sent me that picture of him with the plushie. It was like the cutest thing I'd ever seen.
It was one of these things where it's just like, if I'm going to continue, I need to figure out new ways to push, new ways to get it to new audiences. And I think that's one of the big things as well, is we keep like the audience that we have is kind of stagnant and isn't growing as much as it could be. And so I think that we also need to look at like other ways at marketing. I was talking to a buddy of mine who's been looking a lot at TikTok and how that can be implemented as a marketing tool. Yeah, I know that sounds super cringeworthy, but like apparently you can make good money promoting books on there.
I know. I'm having it's like a whole mental workout and everything about it. They integrate
I'm
the
right there with
sales
you, Rini.
functionality into TikTok, and yeah, it's really great for getting sales. But it's like Apple. I refuse to use them, and I feel like I'm selling my soul if I ever sign up for them. I can't. But everyone else can do it. I don't care. It's just cool.
George Peter Gastus says, "Why not come over to Critical Blast? He don't bite." I am over at Critical Blast.
We both use Critical Blast, both of us.
We can only come over to Critical Blast so much, George.
Yeah. And Cranberry Langers, I actually do use webcomic platforms and stuff like that. I haven't put the Embrace on there yet because like I wanted, like Dean and I have talked about it and we're still trying to figure out how and where we would want to put it up at. But like I have actively used like Webtoon from past series to try and garner interest, and I've done okay, but like it's still not something where I've gotten like as much as I would have liked. But there's a lot of really interesting things to take a look at, and Critical Blast does have some interesting things, which is what I am going to be taking a look at as a way to try and mitigate costs and get books into the direct market and then push for consumer expansion and what have you. Like that's really where I think we need to be looking, because like at the end of the day, that's ultimately going to be how you're able to lower costs, is if you have more people buying books, the costs of printing and everything goes down. Then you're obviously generating more revenue as well. Like, and if you're able to, Critical Blast has this whole thing with Ingram Sparks, and if this, if theory works to the way that we want it to, well, people are going to be buying the books, and you're getting a profit margin, and you get invoiced that money. Now all of a sudden you have steady revenue coming in that you can invest into the next book, and you can just keep on going, right? That's theory, though. We have to get to practical application and see how that works. And that's where it's like toying with stuff, obviously, but have to wait and see how it goes before I say, yes, this is definitively working, right? Like this is where this is the mad scientist experimentation part of this business, where you're kind of just taking a big risk and seeing if it pays off. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, you just kind of got to take that in stride and move on and try and find the next thing.
Yep, there's a lot of risk, definitely. But I will say RJ does seem to have a good business mind, and he's expanding his business, and he's helping a lot of creators. So we both use him for shipping, and he's also a publisher now. He's just published something, a hardcover for Dave Brink for Perfect 10. So that all looks really good. I think I completely agree. Expanding is necessary for indies, because crowdfunding, I like that model that makes the production affordable for people that don't have investment money or angel investors. Like, none of us are rich, but eventually we're going to have to break out of that. So either physical sales, which everyone should have a website and have physical sales, either doing eBay and Etsy. I don't care. Fiendish has a website. The books are always available on there. We ship immediately now. That's crucial. And also with webcomics, I think the key to digitizing our comics is that's how you reach a wider audience. So using more crowdfunding platforms than the ones that most of us started on, Indiegogo, branching out, it's not just, well, you get more money, but you get a newer audience, and that makes that's an early investment, so to say. That's how I like to think of it, because if you can bring in a larger audience early on, your audience will grow exponentially. Hopefully, if you deliver product and quality and deliver on time and so on and so forth, then by the time you're on your 5th book, that mass of fans will make your production costs go down, and that's how you become competitive and actually start making a profit. And having your comic available digitally just adds to that, because the more well-known your comic is, the more people will chance and buying the physical books. And also the people who invested in your books early on, especially the early crowdfunding campaign backers, those people that have exclusive covers and collector's items, their items increase in price. So that's why I push so hard for digital releases. I have Fiendish on Global Comics. All of us are still relatively early on in our endeavors, but we got to try everything, take risks, and
100%.
That's necessary, but it'll work. I can feel it, I'm sure. It's just there's a lot of risk, but we have to take it.
100%, and that's what it ultimately comes down to, is going up to the Rubicon and screaming "Alea Iacta Est" and just fucking going.
Yeah, be fearless. By the way, I do recommend Global Comics. You should check it out, Michael.
I know Global Comics is on the list of things for me to do. I'm going to be talking with them about getting the Embrace Digital up there and optimizing it for Global Comics. I have lots of other things. I do want to address something. So Cranberry Langers is talking about the image I have in my head is that webcomics are virtually all profit. I'm guessing I'm wrong. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. Honestly, doing web comics, unless you end up getting a contract from something like a company like Webtoon, which they are screwing over a lot of people right now, with IP ownership and stuff like that. They've revised a lot of their contracts and have removed a lot of any independent ownership of IP if you sign a contract with them.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up.
Yeah,
they effectively, if you sign a contract with them, you have no say in how they use your property. If they wanted to option it for something, you would have no you lose any creative input or what have you, and how they treat your property. So it's pretty nuts from what I understand.
Yeah, that's just not on. We're not doing that.
Yeah, and so to be clear, That's if you sign a contract to be a verified webtoon creator, where they are actively paying you to make your book, and they're paying for the advertising to make sure that it's getting to their millions of viewers. Like, that's not, hey, I have a webtoon profile and I put up my comic onto webtoon, as I have done in the past. So like there's a very important distinction. But like, if you are not a verified creator on webtoon, you are not making money. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah, there's two types of uploading your comics to Webtoons. One is you're on your own, and then Webtoons Canvas is the one where you sign a contract and you're exclusive with them. And that's where the problems have arisen recently. It's you run into problems like that, and that's why I decided to no longer put anything up on Webtoons. Also, I don't like the interface. It's all low resolution. I don't like it. I don't mean to keep harping on Global Comics, but they're really great. Had no problems with that so far. They link to your crowdfunding campaign. They let you sell PDFs, responsive customer care, and also what was I going to mention? There's a paywall. There's a permanent paywall, and that's just you can set the paywall on your own, and it's not paid per read. It's if you sign up for like a subscription to the site or something. So anyways, much more happy with that. You just have to do some research on different platforms. I know Tapas is more similar to Webtoons. I haven't heard of any issues with their contracts. I haven't tried them out either, but whether it's trying out Global Comics, Tapas, don't do Webtoons, or selling PDFs on your website, it's just another avenue to welcome more people into your IP. It's all something we should experiment with. All profit is interesting ways of saying no money. Well, listen, Jake. The thing with digital is, because the price point per sale is so low, you have to sell a lot. So the way I view it is, it costs me nothing to put it out there. It's good to do it. So if it does blow up, and you have to have faith in your creation that these are good stories we're putting out. We're starting small. We don't have the backing of some large company, so it's hard to advertise and put yourself out there. But somebody was mentioning advertising, so this is advertising, but I'm advertising to people who have already backed at least my books, or have backed, general crowdfunding sphere people, right? But putting your books on platforms like Global Comics and Tapas, that's advertising. That's reaching people that hadn't seen your book before. So that's how I view it. That's advertising. And even if 1%, if Fiendish already has 4,000 views on Global Comics, if even a small fraction of those people go over to my website, because I pimp it all the time, and back and order my book, that's great. That's still sales. So that's why I keep doing it. And everybody else should too.
Accurate.
Get every revenue stream. That's right. Yes, exactly. Gotta try everything. Why don't we look at the actual tiers? I've done that. Do you have
let's take a look.
Yeah, do you have a trailer? Did I miss that?
No, I guess we technically, I didn't have attached it to the campaign, but we had like a short 30-second teaser that Dean did when we did the first book. But we do not have a video trailer. We do have like the video reviews, but those are like 10 minutes long. We're not each, we're not going to do that. But so if you go to the rewards is where you want to go.
Okay, yeah, so no trailer. All right, we're not going to watch 10-minute videos and then have Kimosabe say, "You still got content!" I'm just kidding, he's not going to do that. Here we go. We love Kimosabe. All right, the digital edition. Speaking of digital.
Yeah.
And then the cover A. These are just the variants.
So yeah, like all of the, and this is something that I am going to be doing, and I'm going to say this right now. No matter what campaign that I do, because this is a massive pet peeve of mine when I look at fucking Kickstarters. I don't care what artists I have doing a cover, how much I've had to spend for them. All the covers are the same freaking price. A variant cover shouldn't be, oh, well, I had to spend X amount of money on this guy, so now I have to make my overhead back. No. That was a personal investment. You invested in not only having this guy do your cover, but bringing his audience to you. Trust that that's going to happen and have it priced at the same thing as everything else. So that way, again, we talked about ease, like accessibility, right? Every cover on this campaign, with the exception of the Joel Gomez cover, because portion of it is being donated, is the same price, and it's cheap. So everything's $15, with the exception of the e-cover, which is $20. So that $5 extra is what's getting donated to the organization. Everything is accessible. And that's the point. If you're going to bring on top tier talent, that is like we just talked about, taking risks and throwing the dice and what have you, you are risking that investment to bring in that talent and hopefully get his audience to come in. The casual people that are a part of that audience are not going to want to back a project of a character or IP that they have no idea what it is if their favorite artist's cover is $60. Like, that's not realistic. So on all of my campaigns, I don't care what the artist is, their variant is the same price as every other variant. Their art may be available for sale for a high thing. We might have cool metal prints. And that's how you make up those things, is you get the collectors to buy those high-end items. But the covers of the book, every variant should be the same freaking price. And this is a big pet peeve of mine.
That makes sense, though, because it doesn't cost you more to print. So honestly, it just seems unfair, and
Correct.
people aren't stupid.
It seems like, to me, it feels like a very shady practice. I don't like it. I see, and there are a lot of creators that I know and respect that do it, but I feel like it's more of just a practice that everyone's done on Kickstarter, so everyone just continues to do it. But to me, it's disingenuous to your consumer base. Like, it's not going to cost you any more to print that cover than it would the other covers of the book. Why are you charging $50 for it?
I would say if it's a complete different material, like holofoil or something highly upgraded.
What thing printed is that expensive? Like, holofoil books are like an additional $2 per book.
Oh, I've never printed one, so I thought it would be a lot more.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Having printed plenty of like a standard book, like, great example, The Embrace, right? The original book was like $2 to print for the per book for the 48 pages. The holofoil edition was $4 to print. Why are you fucking charging $50 for that? That's bullshit. This is literally just you trying to make up for the fact that you spent however ungodly amount that you spent on the artist to do your cover.
You're lucky Mo's not here.
Huh?
Printing
You're
has
lucky
gone
Mo's
up.
not here. You're on a rant.
Oh, no, it's fine. I know Michael likes to. He's the one who can rant instead of me this time. That's fine. That makes perfect sense if it doesn't cost that much. I was just having a moment because I got reminded of how much less printing used to cost. My God, I hate it. I hate it. Everything is so much more expensive. It's terrible. Because now it's hard to get anything printed for under what, like 3, 4 sometimes, depending on your page count. Nuts.
The economy's doing great.
It's great. I think it's great.
Great.
I think that if you spent a fortune to have something paid, to have something made, you would more than likely have an original piece that you can sell on the campaign to make back your investment. The best way to ensure that people get the actual book is to make it affordable. I would rather have 1,000 people back the cheap cover than have 10 people back a cover that is overpriced. That's just a personal thing. Like it.
Okay. That makes sense.
The Embrace, everyone. Back the Embrace.
Yes.
Never been better. The economy,
The chat's
Embrace.
killing me with
Let's
that.
not talk about the economy. Let's talk about the Embrace. Yes. You know what will be a perfect investment, and also will be entertainment to take your mind off of this horrible economy. Reading the Embrace.
Yeah.
Back this book right now and get this shirt. Gaze upon this beautiful shirt. It'll make you look super
Gaze
sexy.
upon the beautiful shirt, indeed.
And you have all
I
your
like how
add-ons.
you can actually see on the side there, every version of the cover, no matter which cover you get, comes with a digital copy. So you can keep your actual comic book in like a collector's state, which is nice because I actually really appreciate that. I'm the kind of person that would read the digital copy and leave the actual copy, like framed on the shelf.
Jake's gonna charge his guest cover foil and charge double. It's fine. We all expect such
Based, Jake.
treachery from you. It's fine. It's expected. Yeah, the including a digital edition. That is a good point because now you're not forced to buy 2 physical books just to have a mint copy.
Yeah.
But yeah. And next is the plushie. Aw, that's adorable. So cute. Poor guy. 17 left of 18, everybody.
Woo.
I didn't know they showed the name, like the actual publicly showed
Yeah.
it back. Huh. I've never used Kickstarter, so.
Like that's why I said like Kickstarter is like it's a synergized blend of social media marketing and crowdfunding. Like everything is meant to be like, oh yeah, these people backed this project. These people. You like go back because these people and you like what they like.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. Now, if it could fix their payment thing, then that would be perfect.
It's not a plushie grift, holy hand grenades. Those plushies exist.
How is it a grift when you will get the plushies and he's already got
I have it right. Like I have one of them right here.
Lost money making them. Look at that little guy.
Genuine Comics is saying that Kickstarter will soon have an in-demand feature. That's actually really cool.
I actually heard that the other day. Yeah.
Making Indiegogo completely obsolete because, I'm not going into that. Anyway,
secret
focus.
We've covered that. Yeah, if they, I agree. Yeah, I won't go on about it either. But having a permanent storefront thing, great, perfect. Improving your platform, good. So there's the collector's box. Do you want to reiterate what's in the collector's box? And I didn't get a chance to say that painted art is beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yes,
very
so
dark fantasy kind of art.
The collector's box, you get a box that has the digital painting by Shimhack on it. You get a mini print gallery which has these 6 here and more. Like I just could only get those 6 on there. And still have space for everything. You have a sticky hand because that's the signature item with the Embrace. There will always be sticky hands on the Embrace.
They glow in the dark too.
Yes. You will get an Embrace T-shirt and you will get an Embrace standee.
Do I have my Embrace sticky hand?
Show
it's in
the
my Infinitail box. My
and then you
Infinitail
obviously
box.
get all the campaign covers.
Holly Hand Grenade says, "Show it again. Show the plushie."
Yes, like from the quarter machines. Yes, Holy Hand Grenades. Like from quarter machines and like circuses and fairs and what have you. It was literally the best idea that Dean had on the first book, and I don't say that as a way to diminish the other ideas. The sticky hand is the greatest gag ever.
No, I agree. Everything I said was a great idea, but the sticky hands were just
that was the chef's kiss.
Yeah. But yeah, Oden, you have to show the plushie again. Holy Hand Grenade said. I was like, someone in the chat said it.
Okay.
I haven't even opened it, so here's a live unboxing. Look, it's a little hand.
Do you know how long it took us to find clear hands that also glowed in the dark? It was honestly a mission.
I
It
didn't even
was.
know
It
that.
took me about a week, and then when I found it, you want to know what was the funniest thing, Dean?
High five.
What?
When I found it, I couldn't not find them again. Like, and all of a sudden, there were vendors for glow in the dark sticky hands up the wazoo that just came onto my Google feed. But for like whatever reason, that first week we just couldn't find it. So here's the Embrace plushie.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that too. Wait, that's like when you make enamel pins. Suddenly your DMs will be full of 50 factories from China being like, "So, want to use us?"
So
Very
you
so
want to do this?
annoying as fuck. Look, the plushies exist. Look at that.
Yeah, and he's big.
Aw.
He's 18 inches. He's cute. He's got all
Yeah,
the
that
hands
lady-
for all the hugs and all the high fives.
That's adorable. Very huggable. And you're will you be making, well, probably not making more of those because you got your
Like
stuff started.
if we get a massive demand for them, I will consider doing it. But like we had a lot of people going, "Oh, I totally want that plushie," when I first made them, and then like barely anyone got them, and then when I got the order, they were like, "Oh, and here's an additional $700 because you need to have your FDA test." And I was like, "Why the fuck didn't you tell me about this up front so I could budget for it?"
Oh, that's fucked, man. I would never use that vendor again. Shit.
Yeah.
Look, I even got this. I'm digging up all my stuff that I have from Embrace One. There's this pin
Yeah,
that you had.
That's actually what the plushie is based off of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute. Oh, awesome.
No,
I love that
it
you have a
was-
standee as well.
I might have the acronym wrong. A guy in his room. It was like it's effectively a toy test by the
Make sure it's safe.
it is a federal bureau that is there to make sure that like there's no like lead no lead presence and none of that stuff existing in the toy. Like it's a genuine thing. I got a certificate in the mail so that way people if I was ever at like a convention or brought them to a store to sell, I would be able to show them that these are like legitimate things that have been tested and they're not going to cause people harm.
And
Would the
yes, it is
FTC
different
do that?
art, Miranda.
Yes,
Brand new
DEA.
box for a brand new
Thank
campaign.
you, a guy in his room.
Oh, there you go. So the Kickstarter is a different box than the former.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a
it
brand new
is.
box.
Right. Holy hand grenades, edible plushies. I believe those are called cakes.
Yes.
I don't think we can make that happen. I think those are custom.
Hostess Embrace Cakes coming soon.
Don't promise shit, you dick.
They're going to want it, so.
I mean, I want it. So
Well, it'll be up to you to make it, because Oden doesn't. Won't
That's
let you
not
make
it.
him suffer. All right, let's see.
Yes,
about these.
CPC Child's Product Certificate.
that's the one.
There we go.
Oh, I
It's-
am so glad you mentioned that. No one else had said that. I've multiple creators have made plushies. Nobody said that.
I'm surprised because like that was like the big slap to my face was like it's like
Yeah.
so yeah, congratulations, thanks for paying for your thing. Here's like now you have to do this
Here's an
test.
extra fee.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
TC, well, none of my merch has been for kids, so I guess that's because it's for children's product certificate. I've only had like import fees and all that stuff, but no, if you make a plushie that's different, I can see the reasoning behind that.
A guy of
little
CPC, the other 3-letter agency. Yeah, all of the 3-letter agencies. Which one?
I know.
The other one.
It's too complicated. Oh, great old word.
Hey,
Oh, my
Oden,
gosh.
can you
Yeah.
rename the original art tier to glow in the dark art tier? Because I feel like that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
glows in the dark. Like
let me
literally
see.
glows in the dark.
Kickstarter can be a bit finicky about that. I'll see what I can. Yes, I can edit the project.
Look, it's hugging my finger. So
Adorable.
Oh, everybody needs to back this book so you can have a finger hug.
Yep.
Hugging
Yeah, it
finger.
glows as in it's painted with glow in the dark paint. Like all of like everything around David, like all the blue glowy, the white and stuff, like all of that. What would you call that? Like the spooky ghost stuff that's coming off of him. All of that glows in the
Spectral
dark.
energy.
Spectral energy, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, that all glows in the dark.
Refresh the
Awesome.
page. It should now say glow in the dark original art.
Okay, I will. Did you use Copics for that? They have glow in the dark Copics?
No, I used that because I bought glow in the dark paint. And it was just an excuse to use
Holy
this
hand grenade
glow-in-the-dark
just went,
paint I
yeah,
bought.
fuck the book. I'm backing for the sticky hand. I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, that.
As long as you back, that's all that matters.
He's
Good
like, I'm gonna
man.
drop $160 on the box just to get the freaking sticky hand.
Yeah, perfect.
Who cares about any other stuff? Sticky hand. Totally
Echo
worth the
Scrooge,
investment.
yeah.
Oh my god,
Glow-in-the-dark
y'all
Echo
are gross.
Scrooge.
Ew.
Fed on stream. Well, don't you know Oden? That's the rumor. Oden's a secret Fed. He's not, but
Is that really a rumor?
no.
People
Last
say
time you
you're
were
in the
on, that was
CIA.
last time you were on. That was a joke because I don't know. But you talk real proper, I guess. So people are saying you're a Fed.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
your
get
job
it.
takes you around the world. People were
Yeah.
asking questions, Odin.
That's
Okay,
pretty
so
funny.
like that's I do think it's funny that it's like, oh, he speaks properly. He must be a Fed. I'm a fucking writer. What do you want from me? Do you expect your writers to not have like proper grammar and sound like Steve Urkel when they talk? Like what's going on here?
No. Speaking is different than writing. Okay, you can talk like an idiot and it's still right. That's how it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, now, yeah, Michael Oden Glowy confirmed.
Michael Odin Glowy
No.
confirmed. Yeah.
No, he's not. He is not.
That's exactly what a Fed would say.
Oh no, you can't get out of it.
I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. No, there's no
I'm
use
doomed.
denying it. All right. Here the title is changed. Glow in the
Much
Dark
better.
original art, $400. It's a very, very affordable for an original art piece. My God.
Yeah.
So I'm
Actually-
sorry. If you replied, I'm sorry. I was.
Hmm?
I was just asking. Did you use Copics or paint? What did you use on this?
Everything. This has Copics for like the base layer of it. All of the glow and stuff around him is actual glow in the dark paint and some paint pen. And then I used pencils on top of it to render some of the shadows and things a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
a mixture. It's like,
Cool.
It's a beautiful piece, and it's like it's on A4 too. So like it's not a small thing. Like it's a pretty sizable piece.
yeah, because that and the matching embrace thing that comes as a mini print with the embrace in the rain were both drawn on the same 11 by 17 that I just cut in
Yeah,
half.
that one's just already been sold, sadly.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Is Crazy Mad own that? I feel like that's something Crazy Mad would totally own.
No, that was something Crazy Mad tried to buy, but I ended up putting it in. It was for the giveaway.
That's right.
Bangkok Big Wheel thing, whatever it was called. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the giveaway.
I think he even tried to buy it off the person that won.
There's only one way to find out a guy in his room.
This is A4, by the way. So there's it's slightly larger than 8.5 by 11. Its size is taller. So
yeah,
that's the size. There you go. All right. And then all the add-ons, more original art. 400 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a beautiful piece.
And that one is on 11 by 17.
All right. And this one, which is a huge watercolor painting, 2000. Yeah, that's more like what original art should be charged.
Well,
for.
I mean, and it's also Joel Gomez, and he's had a very big career both between his work with Image Top Cow and Coffin Comics. Like he's a big deal. And then.
And then. And what? And just be as annoying as possible. That's the end of it. Da, da, da.
Yes.
Nobody cares about the rest of these. We only care about the embrace. Yeah, let's go. Cool, very straightforward. Seems like a very comic focused campaign. You've got your variants going, but otherwise, I like that it's not too tchotchke-fold.
Yeah, well, look, I feel like this is a second chance campaign of a book that came out a couple of years ago. Like, I don't want to like have to go over the top. But B, if the whole point is to give people a second chance, or even create a more collector boutique style campaign where like, hey, these are a limited chance cover, like. The stretch goals I wanted to do is like, and that's why they're not listed up on the campaign, is because it's going to be, okay, we hit a certain point, we're going to make this cover something special, and then we'll make like an announcement in the updates and let people know, hey, we hit our first stretch goal, we're going to be taking like cover A and we're going to do this with it, right? Like I think it's actually cover A, yeah, that one I'm trying to see if we can't do a glow in the dark cover for.
That would be cool, yeah.
Because the color scheme on that I think would be perfect for glow in the dark.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like there's lots of stuff that we can do that would be really cool, but I want that's where this campaign is going to be. It's going to be, hey, this is either your chance to get on this before the second book, or if you already have the first book, these are going to be like only available here for this time. They're not going to be available again. Like, so, and we're going to make each cover the event, right? So like first stretch goal will be cover A gets an upgrade. Second stretch goal would be cover B gets an upgrade, and so on and so forth.
All right. Yeah, I like that idea. Everything is making the book product better. What are your stretch goals? Do you have that announced?
I don't have that right now. I think that the first one we'll hit is if we so our funding goal is 1,500. If we hit 2,500, that'll be the first stretch goal. Okay. That's 1,000 over what we raised. I think that's more, and we're at 903. So like that's more than reasonable to get there.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Thank you all.
This is a fantastic start. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I appreciate all of you guys. These are legends.
If we can get to 1,000 before we end the stream, that would be really awesome. Just saying, if anyone's, if anyone wants to buy, we still got almost 50 people watching.
If someone wants to buy, if somebody wants to buy an original piece of art, I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah, buy the glow in the dark piece to help my ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely to
feel good about himself.
Yeah, my ego needs the help.
No, Dean, remember, we were supposed to be saying you're a refugee. We need to help you escape.
I am a refugee. I'm seeking asylum.
You're a refugee, which is also true. We need to save you, bring you to America. So, back the embrace to, if for nothing else, to save Dean's cold, emotionless soul and bring him to America. Save him from communism.
Every deductible cranberry.
Yeah, thank you all so much. This is a really good start. We're gonna keep going for a bit though. I want to see if we can get to 1,000. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Buy
it. Take everything.
Will
it be tax deductible? Maybe. So I don't think that it's, since I would be the one doing the donation from 9 Realms, I don't know if it's tax deductible for you guys. It's certainly tax deductible for the 9 Realms publishing.
I got away with this once in real life, yeah? Because if any of you guys are actually comic book creators as well, right? Like as even just an indie comic, even if you're just an artist, if you've ever been hired even once, you can do this, right? You tell your tax guy that you were investing in looking into the competition and what else you're trying to keep up with everybody else. And then you can write off any comic book you
That's a marketing expense.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that legit is just what you're
I know.
supposed to do. Like if you
Yeah.
work in animation, if you spend money on buying any animated products, that's market research. If you work in
Yeah.
film, you go see movies, that's
works.
market research. So if you work in, here's a tip: if you're making comics, when you buy comics, every crowdfunding backing you make, that's market research. It's legit. You can do that. So,
Exactly
do it.
what Jake is saying. Every useless toy he buys is product research. That's legit what you tell them, and it will work.
Yes.
Yeah, and it doesn't help artists' hoarder tendencies. That's why everybody's house has like a million toys. It's like, this is a tax write-off. I'm saving money.
That's how I got that. That's how I backed. That's how I justified backing a lot of the books that I did when I first. I was investing in understanding my competition, what they were doing, and what have you. I don't back as much at this point because I'm like actively investing in building up more things, trying to get the Embrace 2 to where it needs to be, trying to do these other things that I want to do here. I think 2025 is going to be a very big year for Nine Realms, and it's going to be very exciting. So, and this is kind of the start. Is this summer of the Embrace in 2024, and then 2025 is going to be a big freaking year for everything.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I think, well, there's so many campaigns out there. I think and creators need to do this, having something out in the public eye so you're not forgotten and you're still updating the email list and everything, or as in sending out, email campaigns. That's important. By the way, email campaigns are very important. Use email campaigns. That's probably even more important than like following elsewhere. But really, I feel like creators should take time off to build up their backlog, their arsenal, just build up a body of work, and be now more than ever have most of the art ready for their books before launching. Spend some time doing advertising, because constantly streaming and doing the marketing, that's important, but that's not the only way of advertising your books. Take time off and do other types of advertising, digitizing your comics.
Use
all that is
Instagram
important.
as well.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
Instagram is so massive. Like the amount of connections I have made in the past year, and I'm still like learning, right? But like I have been building my Instagram following here, and I've actually gotten a lot in the past couple of months now that I've actually been like posting more comic stuff and what have you. You not only start to build a following, you build connections with like pretty big talent, and that will help you obviously with getting like, if you're trying to find somebody to do like a special variant, that's great, but it also gets you people that can give you advice on certain things, on where to go take your books and get them seen. I've gotten some really good advice over the past couple of months from some people that I never thought I would have a chance to talk to in my life, and it's really cool.
Yep, advice is I mean, any feedback, any advice, it's, even if it's hard to hear, you got to take it. You never know what might help you. Marketing, always be closing. That's the hard part. Because being a creative and having to think like an
Glenn Ross,
thinking like a business person, that's activating a different part of your brain. It's very hard, but it can be learned. It's
funny. I was literally just talking to Dean about this scene the other day. This is from Glenn Ross. This is from Alec Baldwin's monologue that he gives at the very beginning of the movie. And I was telling Dean about it, where it's like, there's this specific line where Alec Baldwin goes, a man does not walk the lot lest he's looking to buy. It's your job to close. Always be closing. Like, love Glenn Ross. Coffee is for closers, SDA. Good shit.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I just know the meme.
Oh man, you don't need to watch the entire movie. Just watch the monologue. It's like the best part of the movie.
All right.
I think that the movie is worth watching at least once. But like, if you don't have the time, just watch Baldwin's opening monologue. It's
Just
tremendous.
YouTube the Alec Baldwin bits.
Yeah. It's literally just his, like, he's only in it for the opening. He is there for like the first 5-10 minutes, and then his character exits.
Tokume and also Ali brought up stores and link your social media to your website. Yes, yes, and yes. So again, everybody making indie comics, independent IPs should have a website. Not just I would say having something like an Etsy or an eBay store and that's great, but honestly having a website, your own website, which you can get for free. I mean, all you have to do is buy a domain name, so technically not for free, because unless you want to have some janky ass domain name. But there are services out there, and it helps so much. It keeps you in the eyes of the customers when you don't have an active campaign. It's a landing page for people to find out more about your project. It looks more professional, and it's a place for all your links. Like Linktree does that, but have something more. Show that you care about your project, because if you're making a comic, you're telling a story, you're building an IP, you care about it. You can talk about it forever. Type all that out and put it on a website and make it look pretty. It's so easy. I highly, highly recommend this. And of course, cross-link everything. Just try to be absolutely everywhere. That's what you have to do to get out there nowadays.
100%.
Linktree in bio. I don't want to look at your Linktree, Jake. I'm terrified. Just kidding. No. People are more willing when said creators has their own website. Yeah, I mean, it just looks more professional. I mean, that's how I try to view.
Damn it, Dean! You got that in before me, you dick.
He's embracing.
I was literally about to say that when she pulled up the comment. I was gonna be like, "He's embracing justice, Victor."
Oh my god, you guys! Yeah,
Damn
website
it.
looks more professional.
Arrogant Ape has backed. He's brought us over 1,000. I guarantee it.
Yes. All right, we're gonna refresh in a minute.
I appreciate you, Ape.
Well, he said that he got a box, so it says that we're still at 903.
It's probably taking a while to update, so I will. You
Unless
know
you
what?
got the box earlier.
I have the old Embrace trailer pulled up, so why don't we play that and then refresh, and it'll be a nice little.
Hold on, I got to be back
call it?
anyway, so I'll be back in a minute. Sorry, guys.
Suspense. All right, bye. I'll hold you in suspense. We're gonna look at this trailer and then refresh.
Ape brought us up to 9. Okay, good job, Ape. Together, Ape strong.
All right. Hopefully, I shared audio. Let's go.
Our very short teaser. Woo!
Look.
There you go.
What the fuck is all this shit?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great X-Men 97 stuff there. But...
Okay, I'm on incognito, so I don't even know why it's just recommended to me. Oh, that's from X-Men. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I need to watch that.
Lots of great X-Men 97 stuff.
Cool. All right, back to
So
here.
Allie's asking me what 9 realms comes from. So my last name is Oden, obviously. So when I was creating my my domain name, when I was creating my LLC name, I wanted my company to be something that was kind of indicative of who I am. I have a big love of mythology. I have like the Norse background, and so the 9 realms are the 9 worlds on the world tree of Yggdrasil. So you have, Midgard, Asgard, Vanaheim, Elfheim, Svartalheim, Nidavellir. No, that's not the realm. That's part of Dwarfheim. Point is that there's 9 realms
Dwarfheim is
centered
different
around.
than Svartalheim?
Huh?
I thought Nidavellir was part of Svartalheim.
It might be. Point is that 9 realms centered around the tree of Yggdrasil. It also works because of the fact that Milfheim. Yes.
Sorry. My God, chat. Right. So it's from North. That makes sense. Yeah, Norse mythology.
Hail the Lore. You're gonna want to check out my Elysian Field series when that comes back, when I'm doing my reboot.
We managed to not talk about Rome or any mythology, and I'm very impressed by Michael. Good job.
This is
the longest conversation I've had where you didn't talk about Rome.
Somehow managed to avert so no Carthago delenda est and no rants about Achilles for like 6 hours. So we're doing good. So the 9, that's where 9 Realms Publishing comes from. In fact, if you look at the logo, this tree here is Yggdrasil, but it's also consisted of a 9, an R, and a P. And then around it, we have an Ouroboros, which is,
great. Yeah, that's very
Milfheim is on the hub. Yes, it is.
You guys.
I did talk about crossing the Rubicon and said Alea Jacta Est in the stream. I guess that does get a point against me.
It does. You failed. All right, let's refresh this. I don't know why it hasn't gone up, but I'm sure it's changed.
And Achilles is my Achilles heel. You are right.
Oh
Zeus has some interesting ones for sure. If Rome, good point, Ali. If Rome isn't mentioned, was Ogden even here? That's a very good point. But as we said, I did make a Rubicon reference and used the Latin Alea Jacta Est. So
yeah, now we've proven it's you and not an AI program. That's why I had to bring up Rome.
I'm not just an advanced model.
Yeah. Why isn't this going up? I thought there was another back.
No. Ape said that he was the one that brought us up above 9.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you.
So we talking about Rome?
Sure. Well, no, not anymore.
The chat brought up that if
it was the chat. You know, I don't believe that.
No, they said, good point, Ali. If Rome isn't mentioned, was Ogden even here?
That's a fair question.
Yeah, and then I had to mention Rome just to make sure. I mentioned Rome by lampshading and saying, "Good job not talking about Rome for 2 hours." I'm shocked. So
I don't have Aldous here, Ali. I'm not going to go off and talk about the Napoleonic War.
Like
that's
just what I know your background is in history, but do you want to talk about your other projects if anyone wants to check them out?
I mean, like right now we've got Judex is still in demand. I think all you can do right now is get the solo book.
Right.
And then the other big thing that we're doing is, you know what? Sure, I'll show off something.
Yeah. I'm trying to I'm egging everyone on to bring this campaign over 1,000. Come on, we got 50 people watching. We can do this.
Do it for the glory of Rome.
Yeah.
Back the embrace for the glory of Rome.
You guys are speaking my language. Hold on one sec. All right, cool. So, Hail the Lore. This one's for you, buddy. A window.
I'm not allowed to talk about Carthage anymore, Maromi, or this stream will be 7 hours long. It'll just be Michael saying.
Miranda will be very excited about that. She's a huge Carthage fan. She's not going to like what I say. But,
Listen, Carthage was
So
interesting.
so here is the main cover for Elysian Fields Reborn, which is the
Beautiful.
reboot of Elysian Fields. The basic premise is there is a tournament in the underworld every 1,000 years where every mythology's respective god of the dead puts together a team of heroic champions to fight on their behalf. And so Achilles gets kind of brought out of a kind of prison that he's been held in to fight on this team with Heracles and Hippolyta. So yeah. And Hippolyta's riding a mare of Diomedes, because why not?
Why not, indeed?
Yeah,
Oh, this is awesome.
I've seen a bunch of the stuff from this new remaster already, and holy crap, it is amazing, honestly. And I'm not just saying that because I work with him. He knows that I would talk shit about him if I had to.
Yes.
If it was bad, I would tell him. But it is sick.
Do you have a sign up for this?
Not yet. We will have one soon. I have so what I will say is currently there is a preview. Like I am working on having. So if I can get my mind straight, this is a book that I've kind of toyed with 2 or 3 times at this point. When it was the first book that I got into doing comics with, I crowdfunded the 0 issue and it did very well. And then I did a follow-up and it did not do so well. And so then I tried to remaster it with a new colorist, and it went okay, but not like it wasn't anything impressive. So I was initially just going to let it lie. And then this was the one comic that I had really put up on Webtoon, and I was just randomly going on Webtoon to read one of the series that I guiltily read over there. I won't go into which one that is because it's embarrassing. But
Lore Olympus.
Maybe.
No!
That's one of the ones I read over there. But anyways, the point is though, I had the original Elysian Fields up there, and I had over like 4,000 reads with an average user rating of 9 out of 10. And there was like a lot of just really positive feedback, and people were like, I really hope that you continue this series. This is really good. And so at that point in time, I was actually playing one of the Darksiders games. And I was like, you know what? If I went for like a Joe Mad kind of style for Elysian Fields and completely rebooted it, that could be worth something. And then I found an artist that could do just that with Will. And it's beautiful stuff. And so but one of my big concerns is I don't want people to think that, I'm just redoing the same book. And so Dean can attest to this because he's actually read these pages, but the entire opening of the book is completely different now.
Yeah.
And so those are being done as we speak, and the pencils are. My goal is by the end of the summer to have them fully inked, colored, and lettered, and then I am going to be sending out this book as a preview with a QR code to the new campaign to all of my backers from previous campaigns.
Good idea. Use those email lists.
Yeah, and so it's exciting, and on that preview list, we're going to be revealing who all we have lined up to do some covers. We actually have some pretty exciting news on that front. So I'm very pumped.
I agree with Miranda. I'm on Miranda's side. It's okay.
Phoenician apologist.
Together we shall persevere. Even though they kind of were fucked up. But listen, Rome was fucked up too, okay?
Hey man. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
What does that mean? I just like them because
you guys lost. Therefore, you
What
get
is
remembered
you
as
guys?
shithead.
I'm not Carthaginian.
You by siding with them, you are.
Oh, so it's guilt by association now.
That's exactly
Whoa,
what it is.
See what's happening.
So I'll show a couple of pieces of character art since people are asking to see more of it. So this is the character sheet I had done of Achilles. A lot of people's first impression is that he's looks androgynous. I am a huge mythology guy, and so if you know anything about Achilles, prior to the Trojan War, he was being hidden in a girls' school,
Really?
and was a convincing girl. So this was actually like a whole thing, because the whole
Right.
thing that Odysseus had to do to find out which one was Achilles was he put like looms and wool and everything on one side of the room as gifts, and then he brought a bunch of armor and swords and spears and put them on the other side of the room. And all of the girls, save one, went to the loom and everything like that. And then one started to pick up the spears and the swords and the armor and everything like that. And that was Achilles.
That's dumb. They could have just like done more straightforward things to find out.
You're at an all girls school. You're like the whole point was he was hidden away there by his immortal mother. You're not just gonna go. You're not just gonna go to a academy where, like, the whole point was these were where like all the nobility sent their daughters to like learn how to be like wives and everything. You're not just gonna show up there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to inspect their genitals.
I
like,
thought the Greek were just fucked up. They wouldn't care, but you got a point.
And so that one's Achilles.
Good design.
I'm gonna show one more because this is an embrace stream, so I don't want to like over.
That makes
This is what happens when you bring up Rome.
You could do the
This is what you
Huckleberry
did.
Finn thing, where just like toss a ball. Remember that scene? I like that scene.
As I said, this is going to be a tournament where gods of the dead from different mythological, from like different mythologies have their own teams of heroes. So you're not just going to be seeing the Greeks; you're going to see other people. So one of the first person that you are going to see this team fight is Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Woo!
You will have Gilgamesh, Enkidu, and the Bull of Heaven make their appearance in the first issue, and they will carry on into the second book.
I thought you were going to show Heracles. He's my favorite.
His character design is fantastic. I guess I'll show him as well.
Just show all of them. We're now marketing Elysian Fields.
Oh, you can't show all of them. There's like 12 characters.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Gotta keep some surprises.
Yeah, I'll show one more.
Dude, the Trojans, probably giant wooden horse mecha. Why has no one made that into a thing?
Well, first of all, the Trojans weren't in the horse. That was the Greeks.
It doesn't matter.
But it does.
Well, it's fantasy. We're gonna do a fantasy version where they're both piloting horse mecha and fighting each other in space.
All right. So here's Heracles.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite out of all of them.
I like how lion-like he looks.
Well, so that's actually the big thing is when he did the 12 labors, he fought a creature called the Nemean lion. And the Nemean lion, its skin was so tough that no weapon could pierce it except for its own claws. And so one of the things that I wanted to do with his design was have the lion's skin have a metallic look to it, and then have him straight up wearing it like a helmet. So like his eyes are peering through the lion's eyes here. Like this is not just like a headdress. It's pretty much a full-on mask that he's wearing over his face.
I
Yeah,
love
great
the way
design.
his
Good
beard
coloring.
pops out at the bottom and like completes the lion's mane. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Who did these designs?
So Will Warreyes did the pencils. Tiago Gomez did the inks, and then Ruvian, I'm blanking on his last name. He did the colors. And so Ruvian is my guy that's going to be doing the colors on the character turnarounds and the covers. The interiors are going to be done by Avery Ferdinand. Just from from a cost perspective, I can't afford Ruvian's like rate for the sequentials and what have you. Like it's just too much to do all of that. For the character sheets and the covers, I can absolutely keep up with it. But like the new so to put this into perspective, Elysian Fields issue 0 was 25 pages of story. Elysian Fields Reborn issue 1 is 45. And it's also going to be 8.5 by 11 prestige edition.
Oh, all right. So that's a huge upgrade. It's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not just redrawing the exact. Just not.
Yeah, no,
not
like
just
I've
great
I've-
art, you're completely redoing it. Okay.
like
Yeah.
it's a complete and utter creative overhaul. The first the opening of the book adds on like 8 pages. There's a massive fight at the beginning of the book now that was not there before.
It's an upgrade in every way, honestly. Like anyone that's familiar with the original Elysian Fields, this one is 10 times better.
Yeah.
All right. Holy hand grenades. I need to listen. I'm not a Greek or Roman history person. Like I've said, I'm a Vikings age person. Everyone knows this. But yes, it was the Greeks. I
So
don't care.
to answer your question, Holy Hand Grenades, the plan is to have the campaign up next April. And the reason for that is it will be the 5-year anniversary of Elysian Fields issue 0. Additionally, it's like 2 or 3 weeks after the full release of the game Hades 2. So I am hoping to be able to kind of tie in to the Greek mythology hype that they are going to be bumping out.
Yeah. Capitalizing on the fact that everyone's hopped up on Rome at the time.
Well, Greeks, but yes.
Same thing.
No, not same thing.
Just like
Very
the
not
Trojans.
same thing.
It's all the same.
Yeah,
No, not same thing.
It's about to have an aneurysm.
Not same thing.
Well,
Very
I'll
much
have
not
that.
same thing. So
That to look forward
let's
to.
bring this back to what
Look
the show's
great.
actually about, though. Ali has a great question in here that I actually would love to know the answer to. Dean, what is the best part of drawing the Embrace? What is your favorite part of drawing the Embrace, Dean?
I mean, I think it's like I mean, once you've read it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But he gets into a lot of, because he's not like, he's more like Spider-Man the way he moves and things. There's a lot of really cool, like you get him in these weird positions as he's swinging through the sky. I guess it's the supernatural aspect. Like the way that I draw the hands when they're all flinging around and stuff. Like I really enjoy drawing the smoky ghost, like the ecto spooge that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I really enjoy drawing all that stuff.
Splooge.
Yeah, like like for example, that's actually one of my favorite pages from the first one when I first drew it, and the way that it all just comes out of his hand is just I really enjoy it. Like I really enjoy drawing the superhero stuff. Like I really enjoy drawing this this spooky Spider-Man that we've created.
So if we can scroll back up to the scene where he takes the gun from the cop, I have to point this out. So when we first put this on the campaign, we didn't have any of the dialogue up, and so everyone is this is one of my favorite things because we're talking about how it kind of subverted expectations, where like people were expecting like a super dark, depressing book, and then you get to where Clarence and David start interacting, and there's just so much fun. And so this is probably like the scene that kind of kicks it off, and I don't think anybody was expecting it, because you just see this and go, oh, this is such a cool image. But when you read the dialogue, you've got like can we scroll a little? Is like, what's going on? What are the like David decides that he's gonna try and take the gun from the cop.
Yeah.
And it just completely scares the shit out of him.
No,
And then
I really like the way Clarence is just full of dad jokes, because even in number 2 he
Exactly.
still does it, you know? Like right there
Yeah.
you can see it certainly was handy. He's like, why, Dad? Did you really have to ruin it for
Oh
me?
my gosh. And I like how David is like, really, Dad? You don't
Yeah,
do the
they do
thing
the
where you
same
make
thing throughout
everything
number 2.
uncool. It's such a kid reaction too.
Yeah, like
That's so funny.
and it's fun. Like, and like that's
Yeah, that was a main criticism we heard
Right.
during the first campaign, was that, you know, like we made it sound super depressing. And I can't stress enough, it's not depressing at all. Like it is straight up super fun. Like
Yeah.
the back and forth between David and Clarence,
Agree.
and David is by far my favorite character. Like, but it's not even close. David is just so fun and happy-go-lucky, despite the fact that he's a ghost.
Yeah. He's the happiest, funniest ghost.
Being murdered hasn't brought him down in the slightest. Like he is still just super chipper
yeah,
and
well,
excited to be here.
Well, it's and like that's the whole thing is it's and that's one of the things that I really wanted to like let people know is, yes, this terrible thing happened to David, but like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he's still an 8-year-old kid that grew up with parents that adored him, that raised him well, and he's not angry at the world. He's concerned about his dad.
Yeah,
And that's
he's
why he's
concerned about
here.
his dad.
And
Yeah.
and so like that's I think the thing that makes this story unique. Like you look at Haunt, which has a pretty similar premise, except it's brothers, and it's just straight up like violence and them getting revenge and this, that, the other. Even The Crow, you know, it's revenge. It's taking this anger and trying to and trying to push that down on the people that caused all the hurt and everything like that. This isn't that, because and the thing that makes it different from those books is David, because David brings a level of soul that those books don't have. And it's not saying that that makes it better or anything like that. It says that that's what distinguishes this book, is the soul of this story is not we're going to get revenge, not we're going to enact all this violence. It's still true to the romance of a superhero story where we're trying to save someone we care about. And in this instance, David is trying to save Clarence. And
if his dad was alone, like if Clarence was alone as the Embrace, he would be a much different character. He'd be much more violent, much more aggressive. David keeps him in line. There's even a moment in the first book where he he gets physically stopped, you know, because David is the ghost suit. Like Clarence is going to do something pretty bad, and he gets stopped in his tracks, and David's like, "What are you doing?" Like, no, like that's not what this is about, Dad.
That I don't agree with this, and especially reading, like having read the graphic novel multiple times, including the 10th anniversary edition, which has a whole bunch of pages and panel and stuff that O'Barr did not have in the original book. The book is way more about revenge. It's not justice. Like, and by the end, Eric kind of feels empty. And what really sets this apart, because I think a lot of people look at The Crow and they think of the movie, and the movie is good, but it is not the same thing as the graphic novel. And Eric's dynamic with the Crow and his conversations with the Crow's trying to get him to just leave. He's like, look, you like, there's nothing here for you anymore. This is not going to give you anything. So like at the end, there is this kind of emptiness when he's killed everyone. Like,
Yeah, well, you won't get that in the Embrace. Like,
and you're not going to have
this
that in the
is an
Embrace.
uplifting story.
Like at the end of the day with the Embrace, the goal is going to be that, you know, David has come back to save Clarence, and he succeeds in that. And by the end, Clarence then gets to save his son. You know, like it comes full circle.
Yeah. And I'm actually sharing
much more
something,
uplifting.
Rini. I'm sharing something from the Embrace 2, which will be in the preview at the back of the Embrace 1 book.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a great page. Well done.
This double page spread came from my literal words were 2-page splash collage. Car bursts through panel, then have collage of the Embrace doing superhero shit. Like,
and this is what came out of it. Damn. Yeah, you really stepped up your art. That looks amazing.
Yeah, like this was such a blast to do, because like we were literally on the phone and he was like, "All right, what are some superhero things to do?" Because like I've got
I ran out of superhero things and I still had like 5 panels that were empty.
Just have him doing random fun stuff, eating a lollipop.
Yeah, so we've even got him saving a cat out of a tree. We got a nice Spider-Man reference, which I was very happy with.
Oh, nice. That's always good. That's great. That's beautiful. Oh, I can't wait for this book. It's going to look so good. Well, there you go. And if you back this campaign, you will get this art in the back of the book. You'll get
along with the text and everything. You'll get a 6-page preview.
Yeah, this is actually page 2 and 3 of the, you know, and the Embrace 2.
Nice. All right. Here are all the covers. Just scrolling past all of them again. Is there anything else that we missed that you want to say about the Embrace?
I don't think so. Like right now, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like the big thing that we're doing with the campaign, obviously, is this Joel Gomez cover, where we're going to be raising money for the Virginia Victims Assistance Network, specifically for their homicide survivor support groups. But like, you know, I think that the last thing I do want to say is thank you to everyone in the chat that has come out and supported us tonight. It's so humbling. And like, you know, this is an important book to me. It's an important book to Dean, and you know, it's been a blast putting together, but even more so, it has been incredibly humbling for both of us to see the response to the story and how it's helped people, how it's affected people. So thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting us tonight.
Yeah, well said. Right. I completely second that.
And if you're watching this on the replay, this will still be up for a month, 29 days ago. This just launched, obviously. So go to the link that's pinned in the chat, if that's still around, or that's in the description, and back the Embrace on Kickstarter. You're going to love it. All right, everybody. I think that's a good show. Well done, everyone. Well done, panelists and everybody that backed. I'm so excited to see this. Let's do our rounds of shout outs. Where can everybody find you? Starting with Oden.
You can find me on Twitter at ElysianFields_0. You can find me on YouTube at 9 Realms Publishing, where I also do shows generally on Thursday called When in Rome with my buddy Matt Krotz, who did Kyrie, and we go through and talk about silly things on the internet with Roman history. And Facebook, we have 9 Realms Publishing, and then Instagram, I think, is under the same thing. So you should be able to find us on all of those. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us tonight once again. I'm going to leave it to Dean.
Go, Dean.
All right. Yeah. I'm Dean James, Comics Mate. I'm your mate in comics from the land down under. You can find me on basically every platform under some variation of Comics Mate. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, where Comics Mate, where I put videos out and do streams and everything all the time. Just randomly, though. I don't really have a schedule. It's just whenever they come out multiple times a week.
All right, go subscribe to his channel. I know you're monetized now, and you're trying to pump up this channel.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. I'm doing a big membership giveaway, so become a member on my channel because there's a
go,
massive
perfect.
membership giveaway at the end of this month, full
Yeah,
of comic books and stuff. And Oden last time said there was going to be an Embrace copy, right? We're putting an
Yes.
Embrace in that box. Yeah, so a free
Yes.
copy of the Embrace one, as well as multiple other books like X-Men Mutant Genesis 2.0, 7 to Eternity Volume 1 and 2, Uzumaki. What else was there? There's a whole bunch. I've lost count. Like, it's a massive box chock full of comics.
Woo.
So yeah.
Awesome. Go enter that giveaway. Go over to Dean's channel. You're gonna love it. Free shit. Where's
who doesn't like free shit, right?
Hold on, Rainey. You've got to do Holy Hand Grenade is making sure that you don't forget to plug your own shit.
All right. Yeah. You caught it before me. Thank you. I did not forget. I gotta let my guests take priority.
I got you, and we appreciate it. But now it's your time, Rainey.
Yes. All right. So this is gonna be. We're gonna be streaming until daylight. Let me tell you about Fiendish. No, I'm not gonna go for that long. Let me just pull up the website. If anybody is watching and doesn't know about my comic, behold. This is my fantasy mystery comic, Fiendish. We're between campaigns right now, but that doesn't mean you cannot indulge in the world and immerse yourself in this project and find out more and have some fun and go on the website and find out more about it. That's why the website is here. First of all, you can sign up for the email list. So that is a huge email list that I pull all the campaign emails into. So if you want to sign up for chapter 3, effectively you can just sign up here. This is like the universal email sign up. I might do the Indiegogo thing where I just use Indiegogo as an email list because I don't know where I'm going to launch chapter 3 because that's super far out at this point. We'll see. But you can sign up here. So you make sure you don't miss out on any updates and any new releases and stuff. The books are available in the store. So I have permanent market edition books that are different from the campaign covers on the store. And there's 3 books already, chapter 1, chapter 2, and 2.5. And these ship pretty quickly. 1 and 2 will ship sooner. Chapter 2, 2.5, we're fulfilling the Fun My Comic and Indiegogo campaign because that just closed like a month ago. So we're in fulfillment right now. So this might take a little longer, but all of these books are printed. RJ has been fulfilling those books. I know a huge batch of store orders just went out. Like 50 store orders just came out because there were a ton of pre-orders. So thank you all for your patience. I'm sorry it took so long, but there were, I was picky with the printing, so we had to delay the printing with some stuff. I did like a whole second edition. I tweaked some things in chapter 2, so we went back and did a new print file. But anyways, the books are printed and all the store orders are going to be fulfilled right now as we speak by Critical Blast RJ. So thank you everybody who has backed those. And also, check out the rest of the store. I have tons of other merch. I have wall art, all of these, and merch, standees, and this pin. That's for 2.5. This is on pre-order, but they should be coming in a couple weeks because I know the manufacturing is done. So those will be here soon. And of course, all my goodies, hoodies and shirts and hats and all kinds of good stuff because I use Printful. This is all print on demand, so I can make as much stuff
Bancroft in the snapback picture?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're in Tampa. Said he bought one of my hats and we took a picture. I'm like, this is perfect advertising. So I put it on the website. I'm so glad.
Awesome.
Yeah,
amazing.
Giant forehead.
And he's wearing his Lucent shirt, and I'm.
Oh, he also appears in the Embrace.
Oh, that's so
funny.
Oh
yeah. Bancroft is one of the greatest fictional characters you will ever see.
for his short-lived entry.
Yeah, but he lives on in memory.
Thank you, Hail the Lore. It's good merch. So I use Printful, which is a like I said, print on demand service, and you can pick the actual product you use. And I test out everything that I put on the shop. So that's why I have so much Fiendish merch in my house, because I have ordered all of these before putting them on the store to quality control and make sure everything is actually good quality, and you're not going to be getting a ship product. So I can guarantee that these are all apparel and items that will last you. And I'm very proud of my design. So if you want to support Fiendish between the campaigns and wrap the comic a bit, or just have a cool shirt, check this out. You can buy all this merch right on the website, fiendishcomic.com. And of course, I have all kinds of other cool stuff. I just did a video explaining the website, so you can go on my channel and check it out. I just uploaded that earlier this week. So instead of droning on about the website forever, I have a video that's like 10 minutes of running through everything on the website, because I got all kinds of cool stuff. I have world building info, character profiles, I have a cover guide, and I have site passes, which are a Patreon service, more or less. It's a Patreon-like service where you can pay monthly for extra content in the blog, and I'm really proud of that. I spent so much time setting this up, so I would be really grateful if everyone can go check it out. Even if you don't buy a pass, you can become a member for free, so I would be grateful if you just joined, so you can like and comment on any of the blog posts. So there you go. Thank you all.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this is all possible because of you, as always.
Appreciate you
Remember
guys.
that. Yes, all of
Share the
this,
chat.
the website, all our campaigns, is only possible because of you. So thank you. I'm not an innovator. I am very obsessive, and I spend a lot of time on details, but I'm not an innovator. I just want to do a good job, but we all should. All right, everybody. That's all. Thank you all again. Thank you, Oden and Dean, for coming on. This is a really good show. I enjoyed it. Best of luck on the Embrace.
Thanks for having us,
Tomorrow.
baby.
That's
No
okay.
problem.
It is in based. It's based.
Now it's Embased.
Based
That's your new
Embrace.
tagline. Back the Embrace. It's Embased. That's how you know I'm tired. I can't speak English anymore. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on Comic Aficionados. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's like 10 a.m. Eastern. So everybody go check that out. I think that's on Wes's channel, and I'm really looking forward to it. First time. So yeah, there you go. See you guys next week. Have a good night. Goodbye. Bye. I had to hypnotize everybody. Good night.